The gaming news today is all about big things in 2025. More leaks about the GTA 6 trailer 2 that could be landing any moment or day. The Nintendo Switch 2 logo and more alleged images have leaked of, apparently, it's the Nintendo Switch 2. And there are ambitions for Borderlands 4 that actually sound very promising for players that want a little bit more freedom. And we have a rumor that an Xbox handheld announcement is right around the corner, and a former Call of Duty dev weighs in on why the cheating problem will likely never go away. And as always, I've got games for your wish list and your radar, and two of those games are already out. I'm going to tell you why I think you should check them out. So, if you have never been here before, or maybe you're watching this later, always consider supporting the channel directly. It's in large part how I am able to do this full time. We are super close to 50,000 subscribers, which is going to just be a monumental and personal milestone for a lot of reasons. But we're also trying to get 600 people to be at Member Plus and above. That is how I do what I do here. So if you currently have a membership or you've been gifted one, consider upgrading to the $6 a month membership plan. It gets you into basically the other side of the channel with all of the members only content. If you can't afford a membership right now, hang out as often as you can and you might get a gifted. Be sure as well to always hit that like button, and let's jump into this. So the GTA 6 trailer 2 is just going to continue to be a topic of discussion until it finally lands. In case you missed it, December the 27th has been the big rumored day for that second trailer because, well, the number shows up in a lot of places. And Rockstar is either trolling or just sort of leaning into the memes. They continue posting and then making sure to delete posts to leave them at 27 total posts on Instagram, keeping that number 27 on everybody's minds. Well, now something new has emerged. GTA 6 Joker on Twitter tweeted the following: Rockstar just uploaded a new video to the GTA 6 website. It goes public on YouTube in less than 3 hours. We might be back. Now, that was earlier this morning, so that could be happening any moment now. And it did indicate, the code of the website that was data scraped indicated that youtube.com was where the video would be. This could, in fact, be the GTA 6 trailer 2, or my guess would be it's an announcement for when that trailer finally lands, or they are just once again trolling the community. In any case, almost every day until the trailer lands will sort of feel like a GTA 6 trailer 2 waiting room, and Rockstar is probably loving it. So, that's not the only thing that people are really hotly anticipating. The Nintendo Switch 2 is, well, apparently going to get announced any moment now. Now, I'm going to leave this up here just so you guys can see the original logo, because the Nintendo Switch 2, the actual logo has apparently leaked. Now, I'm not going to show it to you because I think it's legit and it's being corroborated as being legit as well. And so you're going to have to sort of just walk this through with me. I'm going to walk you through what the actual logo looks like. You can see there the classic Joy-Cons above the words Nintendo Switch. Well, the logo sort of slides those Joy-Cons over, makes them a little bit smaller, and there's a giant number 2 next to it, and then below it continues to say Nintendo Switch. And as I look at it here in my little Discord where I have it saved or whatever, everything else is basically exactly the same. They just sort of slide those Joy-Cons over, and then it says the number 2. All right, now I'm not going to show it to you because Nintendo's very litigious, all right? Centro Leaks tweeted the following about this. Pyoro, a known Nintendo leaker, has confirmed independently of the veracity of the images that the Switch 2 logo is the real one. So there are images out there right now of what apparently is the Nintendo Switch 2, and people are questioning whether or not they're legitimate or AI. But a well-known and reliable Nintendo leaker is like, no, that's the logo. So it does seem that they are, in fact, going with the term Nintendo Switch 2 logo. So this seems to me that the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2 is indeed imminent. Things like this get more and more leaky the closer that you get to the actual announcement. And the reason for that's pretty simple. There's more hands involved, more companies start to get involved, marketing companies, different outlets that are going to be pushing out the advertisements and the commercials. That means there's more assets trading hands, and that's when things typically start to leak. So we're likely going to see that Nintendo Switch 2 announcement landing in the early moments of 2025, which a lot of us have speculated it would be in the first quarter, and then land shortly thereafter in that second quarter. So we'll see if it happens. People are obviously joking, like, where's the logo? The description's killing me. Yeah, I can't show you the logo. I am not ever gonna mess around with anything Nintendo. If they don't want that logo to be seen just yet, you'd be stupid to put it into your content. So now, another thing to look forward to in 2025 is the Borderlands 4 ambitions. With Borderlands 4 coming in 2025, there's more and more details coming out, and according to their senior product producer, he said the following: "We want each character to have a broad skill tree so that you could build a character that works well with your co-op partner. So no matter which Vault Hunter you choose, you'll have some really good synergy." Now, this obviously pushes against the notion of, hey, are we going to be able to kind of like make our own Vault Hunter? He seems to say that you are in fact going to choose a Vault Hunter, but then you can sort of make them synergize with anybody else. So if you choose Vault Hunter A and I choose Vault Hunter D, we can still synergize. We won't be basically lopsided. So it does sound like there's going to be more freedom within how you build a character in Borderlands 4, but not to the degree that some people thought, where you'd basically like build your own custom Vault Hunter. And then this was said by somebody on Twitter. They were sort of tweeting about everything going on. Mental Mars is the name of the person that tweeted this. They said, Borderlands 4 Vault Hunters will have the biggest skill trees in the franchise to date, and Gearbox Software is creating synergies for co-op play. There will be 2-player split-screen co-op as well as 4-player online as well. So I think this all sounds very, very promising. Those that were wondering if we'd be able to create our own Vault Hunters, I think now have confirmation from the senior production producer that that will not be the case. But it does sound like they're leaning into the direction of giving you a lot more freedom over your build, which I celebrate. I always thought that the past Vault Hunters were fine, but as things have gone forward, they really need to consider evolving that aspect of the game, and it sounds like they are doing that. Now, another thing that we can apparently look forward to next year is an Xbox handheld announcement. Okay, in case you missed it, Xbox will be at the Lenovo event. Jason Ronald will be there. He's the former sort of architect head guy for the Xbox Series S and X. He's now the VP of Next Generation, whatever that means. He has had a job title change. Now, there was concern about this Lenovo event because the Steam OS is maybe cutting in line, is what people were thinking. They were going to announce this handheld with the Steam OS, and then Xbox would kind of be out in the cold. But now we're hearing rumors that an Xbox Lenovo handheld will also be announced. So my theory about this is pretty simple. It looks like you're going to be able to buy handhelds that basically are an Xbox, like we've seen from their advertising, right? This is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. They're going to have other manufacturers making handhelds that are indeed Xbox OS based. Now, I don't know if they'll be dual boot. Like, will you be able to buy this Lenovo handheld and decide, do you want to boot into Steam OS or the Xbox OS? We heard a lot of people saying there were rumors swirling that Xbox was looking into a dual boot device for that PC hybrid. Maybe those rumors, we're hearing whisperings about this very announcement that is coming in January at the Lenovo event. That would be a pretty significant win for folks who want to do handheld gaming, because the concern would be Steam's OS is more lightweight and better. Digital Foundry was recently commentating on this, and there was concern about if the Steam OS kind of gets its foothold and becomes the de facto thing that people think of when they think of handheld gaming, the Xbox OS or whatever they have built for handheld might not be as preferred. But a dual boot device would be pretty awesome. Now, I'm not familiar enough with the hardware to know what you would need in a handheld to do dual boot, but maybe we'll know in the beginning of January how they're going to do both the Lenovo Xbox announcement and Steam announcement, again, if this rumor is to be believed. So that's my theory. They're going to have something there to basically say, hey, we're a part of this as well. And they don't want to get kind of like shuttered out and pushed out in the cold just before they finally get their announcement or their handheld into the wild. Now, another thing to think about with the future is the future of Call of Duty with respect to cheating. Cheating in Call of Duty is once again in the crosshairs as more and more players and streamers are weighing in or just walking away from the game entirely. Well, a former developer weighed in on why this will be an ongoing problem for the foreseeable future. Justin Taylor, who was previously at Activision, tweeted a very lengthy comment on this, and this is what he said. If you want to know why Call of Duty has so many more hacking issues than any other game, I'll tell you. I worked at Activision for 4 years. Super simple. You have 3 studios, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, who don't want to work together, who basically start from scratch on the game each year. They haven't been building and making one product like Apex, Fortnite, Valorant, etc., and improving that product over time. So every year you're buying a new product, and by the time they figure it out, a new studio with a new Call of Duty launches. So there's the issue, right? None of this to me tells me that, hey, they're going to be able to get ahead of this, they're going to be able to fix this. This was a problem that you always ran into when I was growing up playing Call of Duty. When I went from like Modern Warfare 2 to the next game, to the next game, to the next game, usually the late stages of the game were the worst because people started to figure out how to hack, and by then the devs didn't care because the game was basically getting replaced by the next annual release. Well, the opposite seems to be happening here. It almost seems to have inversed from that from moment one, from ground one, the cheating is really bad. Like, the game hasn't even been out that long and the cheating is abysmal, and nobody cares to fix it. Or by the time they do start to get to the point where they fix it, it doesn't matter. They're about to be replaced by the next annual release. So this problem seems to be far worse than it was when I was playing Call of Duty on a regular basis. It was the exact opposite. It was like, well, cheating would start to show up in the late stages of the game, and by then the devs have moved on and don't care. Now the devs do everything they can to get ahead of the cheating, and when they finally start to figure some of it out and wrangle some of it to the ground, well, the next game's on the way. So I would not expect the cheating to get better anytime soon in Call of Duty, given everything that we just heard from a former developer. So now I have some games for your wish list and your radar. And now some of these games you're going to be like, yo, why are you telling me about this game? Well, let me explain. The first game that I want to put on your wish list or your radar is Space Marine 2. And you're like, why all of a sudden this game? Well, I'll tell you why. The PS5 Pro update is breathtaking. I'm finally back in Space Marine 2. I am working through my backlog. They fixed the combat issues. They fixed the AI issues. All those issues are gone. I'm significantly further in the game and having a much better time than some of those early stages that were frustrating me. I actually thought I was playing on easy last night because the combat was just flowing so well, but I was actually playing on normal. I was like, man, this just feels so good. Like, my AI guys are helping me. I'm able to get control of the battlefield. I was having a really good time. I only went down, I think, once, and then the AI guy got me back up. Well, no, I think I self-revived, actually. And I was just having a very good time with it. And here's the thing. The performance is so smooth and just stunning. The lighting, the graphics, it is such a good looking game, and it's just a video game for video gamers, okay? Everything about this game is just dripping with game. You just run around and shoot and parry and blow stuff up and slice stuff up. Like, I really want to tell you, you should dive back into, or dive in for the first time into Space Marine 2 if you've been sitting on the fence, especially all of you who have PS5 Pros. This is probably one of the best showcases of what a game can look like on the Pro, and this isn't even a first-party studio. So check this game out if you haven't already. It's a game for gamers, I'm here to tell you. Now, another game I want to put back on your radar, and you're like, well, why would you put this back on our radar all of a sudden? Lego Fortnite, okay? My kiddos and I got burned out on this game very quickly because there were just a lot of quality of life issues when it first came out. We put in a couple of weekends and then we hit some of those rough grind spots and it just wasn't fun anymore. They made a ton of quality of life changes along with a great Star Wars area and a new area that this trailer here is for called Odyssey. My son and I basically went back to our original base because we were getting kind of stuck in the Star Wars area. And the reason that we were is they have made so many great updates and so many great changes. We didn't have any of like the base level better gear or base level better stuff because we had stopped playing. There is just so much great stuff to find. We were basically going into caves and areas that we had not yet explored. There were better weapons, there were better gear, better methods for crafting. They've really streamlined crafting your weapons. There's also just latent currency that you get from everything you destroy or fight to then make your weapon stronger or better or imbued with basically magic. It honestly is a great survival open world co-op experience. It's far far better than it was at launch. If you're looking for something fun to play with your friends or your kiddos, because we're on a bit of a break from school, I'm telling you, Lego Fortnite is a fantastic experience right now. We keep wanting to dive back in. Every time our play session ends, I'm kind of mutually groaning with my son like, oh man, I can't believe we have to stop. It really is a fun time. He was just sort of exploding with glee as he was in some cave and he was finding better weapons, cooler things like emerald axes and swords and things like this that were new. Everything looks more Lego-ified instead of sort of being generic. They've done an excellent job with that game, and it's free. I mean, you can't get better than that. It's just baked into Fortnite. So we're having a good time with it. I'll let you know if we ever get burned out again, because there's always those tipping points in survival games where everything kind of slows down to a screeching halt, and that's when you lose me. That's when you're going to lose like my kiddos. They're going to get bored. That sense of satisfaction kind of leaves the play session. You go 2 hours and you don't really achieve anything, and that's why we stopped. Well, that's not happening right now because they've streamlined so much. Now, I do want to put this last game on your wish list or your radar. It just came out, and it's called, I believe it's pronounced Niad. And this game came out about a week or two ago for all platforms, for PC, for Xbox, for PlayStation, and for the Nintendo Switch. It's a relaxing exploration puzzle game with a really strong score on all platforms. People seem to be really enjoying it. It honestly looks like something that I would put on my daughter's radar whenever she's looking for something new to play. Just a cozy little relaxing game with a really, really unique art style, as well as just a cool approach to game design in general. So check out Niad. Again, it's on all platforms, even the previous generation, like if you want to get on like a PS4 or something. So, as well as a Nintendo Switch. So some great games to check out for, the holiday break that you might still be on. So just a quick recap. We've got more leaks about the GTA 6 trailer 2 that could be dropping any moment now, according to their own website that got data scraped. They put a new video up today that could be going live any moment. The Nintendo Switch 2 logo and more alleged images have leaked. The ambitions of Borderlands 4 sound very promising, and a former Call of Duty dev weighs in about why cheating will likely never improve. So, that's the news. And now it's time for the discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I scraped together a show for you guys the day after Christmas. I was like, you know what? Let's have ourselves a dadgum show. There's enough going on. There's enough things happening. People are saying that it's the exact same logo mock-up from Reddit, the Nintendo Switch 2 logo. That's different than the one that I've seen. No, yeah, it's different. I've seen it. The one I've seen actually has the number 2 seemingly matches the font. It actually looks like more of a match. I don't know. Again, it was corroborated by another Nintendo leaker that is in fact the logo, which is why I won't show it. I'm not even going to risk it. When you've got multiple leakers claiming that is in fact the logo, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to show it. So we will, we'll see. We'll see where things end up. Because I'm telling you, that announcement's got to be imminent. It's got to be imminent. It's got to be right around the corner. Thank you for a day after Christmas show. You are welcome. Hex, if you guys are appreciating the fact that I'm right back out here in the trenches with you the day after Christmas, smash that like button. Let's get 200 likes. We're already having a strong start to the day. We've got our super chat goal up. We're working on the weekly goal for some Jackbox, for some Christmas. We'll do some more Christmas stuff tomorrow night with Madam if you guys can hit the stretch goal. So make sure and keep that one going. This can be moved by your upgrades to Member Plus or your renewals as well. Surprised you didn't put Astrobot? I mean, I put Astrobot on my top games of the year list already. That video hit early this week. I wanted to put games back on your wish list and radar that I'm playing right now. And a Member Plus renewal from Fat Lump. There it is, the first renewal of the day. Merry Christmas, Lone, and to everyone in chat. Hope you all had a good one. Thank you so much. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, great holiday, whatever you're celebrating. I know first day of Hanukkah and Christmas lined up for the first time like ever this year. So make sure and say Happy Hanukkah to all your Jewish friends as well. They've got a whole week ahead of them of celebration. So appreciate you guys that are here as well. And a gifted from Patrick Q. There it is. Han shot first, and so did you. The first gifted member of the day, and takes us to 219. You guys are going to have some big dogs come in and help out, but I believe in miracles because you guys perform them almost every single week on the channel. Excuse me. Also, as a reminder, members, you guys can submit questions all throughout the stream with the question command, and we're going to be doing something new in the new year. We will be using those questions for shorts, for roughly 2 to 3 minute shorts. So that is something you can take advantage of as a member. You may get featured in content that is completely separate from this live show. It'll be its own standalone video. So thanks so much for being here, and everybody who continues to use that. Did you miss my gifted member? Oh, I'm so sorry. Joker Quinn, did you do one during the show open? I missed it. I missed a lot. Oh my goodness. Jazzification with the VIP renewal. Alfonso with the Member Plus renewal. Jazzer says, do the thing, boys. Alfonso says, happy holidays. And Joker Quinn, you are the Han shot first. And so did you. I am so sorry. And that takes us to 222. It's just twos across the board. I am sorry about missing those ones from the show open. Appreciate your guys' continued support of the channel. Always remind me if I miss a super chat or a gifted. Always remind me. I'll go back and check. Sometimes it's hard for me to see that in that show open because I'm reading through my script. I have a question. What topic are we on now? We're all over the place, Severin. It's a variety gaming show, true to the category in the name. Like the GTA 6 trailer number 2 could be dropping any minute because they apparently uploaded a video to their official GTA 6 website, and it's supposed to be going live sometime today. Apparently, and that could be leading to an announcement about the GTA 6 trailer 2. All the rumors are pointing to the fact that it will be landing on December the 27th. Now, again, that could just be Rockstar memeing and making light of the situation and kind of goofing with the audience as they continue to do with their Instagram account. There's also rumors that we're going to be getting an Xbox handheld announcement at the Lenovo event in January, and we talked about the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks and rumors as well. So there's a lot going on. What do you guys think? You guys think is... Oh, it's right there. I almost got it. Is Rockstar just trolling at this point? What's up with the portable Xbox? They're apparently going to be making an announcement at the Lenovo event in early January about having about an Xbox handheld. That's the current rumor, is that's why they're going to be at the Lenovo event. Likely, my assumption would be they likely don't want it to seem like Steam is kind of cutting in line, because we know Xbox wants to make a handheld, and we'll see. Yeah. So that's where things currently are with the Xbox handheld. It's just a rumor that they're going to be there. Do you check out the operations on Space Marine 2 yet, or just the campaign? Just the campaign. Aren't any portable PC handhelds already Xbox handhelds like the Legion Go and ROG Ally? Well, here's the thing, Severin. The Lenovo event, the rumor is they're announcing a handheld with the Steam OS. And Digital Foundry is like, that could be a potential problem, because that could lead to, all of a sudden, you're going to have them kind of cutting in line. That could become like the de facto operating system, because they said it's lightweight and it would be essentially better for handheld operations, and just it's designed for a handheld. So running Windows is not necessarily what we're thinking they might have. Are they going to have like an Xbox OS for the handheld? Like what Zubair is saying, like these handhelds you can go get just run Windows, and so then you like open up Steam and then you're like playing games. They're going to be announcing a Steam OS, which would basically be an operating system proprietarily built for handhelds. And then maybe Xbox has one as well. So Xbox wants to run a Linux Arc distro now. Well, we might be passing in the night, Severin. So let me take you through the timeline. Rumor 1 was that Lenovo would be announcing a handheld with the Steam OS. Nothing else. No Windows. Right? Just Steam OS. That would be the operating system of the device. Okay? Rumor number 2 now, in conjunction with the fact that Jason Ronald will be at the event, is that Xbox will also be announcing a Lenovo device with an Xbox OS on it. Now, this could be the dual boot device we were hearing rumors about. We were hearing about like a PC console hybrid that was going to basically have the ability to dual boot. And I was like, well, maybe that's what this would be. I don't know what that would look like. I don't know if me saying that is like a technological impossibility. Like, is that something that would just be like, no, that's not going to be a thing. That's not going to be possible. It would need to be X number of power stronger than it's going to be, you know, or whatever. Like, is me saying that or theorizing that could be a possibility, is that completely out of the realm of what could be made in a handheld? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking because this is an area where I don't know as much. I think that's good. If Linux gaming is growing anyway, it's more options for more people. I see no issue on it. What's exciting about that? Well, let me tell you. I want you to imagine that you're currently subscribed to Game Pass on PC or Game Pass on console, and you have a decent-sized Steam library. You would get both of those things in a portable device. You would be able to go into a lightweight Steam OS, play all your Steam games, go into a lightweight Xbox OS, and have access to Game Pass. Now, the question would be, what version of Game Pass would be on this device? Would it be PC Game Pass, or would it be just regular old Game Pass console? Because PC Game Pass is currently the best deal. You get day and date, and the price hasn't gone up yet. It's like $11.99. If you want day and date on console, you got to get Ultimate, which is like $20. So that would be a huge win for anybody who wants to do gaming on the go, and they also have Game Pass and a Steam library. You just get to kind of bring both with you. People are running Bazite on Chimera OS on these Windows handhelds already. They are basically open source Steam OS. So this Lenovo event could be significant for everything is an Xbox and the Xbox handheld, like all that could be wrapped up in this event. Like we've seen a lot of people say, like January is going to make a lot of sense of this. This person has spoken to Apex Legends devs and claims upper management is suppressing the developers who want to make changes. I think that's like every game, right? PC Game Pass is the cheapest one. It's the cheapest one, and it comes with the most. That's correct. Guys, really quickly, let's try to get to 200 likes super fast. We only need 40 more. There's a bunch of here. Welcome in. It's the day after Christmas, and we're still doing the thing. We're still doing the streaming. We're still doing the gaming news. And if you're excited and glad to have a show today, I know a lot of people are probably still taking today off, but we're here, and we're doing our thing. So thank you so much for your support of the channel. We're talking about a lot of different things. The GTA 6 trailer 2 could be coming at any moment. They uploaded a brand new video today to the GTA 6 website. We're talking about the Xbox handheld news. There was also information that came out about Borderlands 4 and why cheating in Call of Duty will probably never really subside. I think a lot of people feel like they're in a perpetual GTA 6 trailer 2 waiting room because everybody just assumed it would be out by now. I think a lot of people just assumed it would be out by now, and it hasn't happened. So, lurking over here. Well, you're welcome if you're working and lurking. I know not everybody got today off. Not everybody got the whole week off. And I'm here for you to keep the lights on so that you got something to listen to. What's your take on the Switch 2? I feel like that logo's legitimate. That leaked. I'm not going to show it to you. We've got leakers corroborating and saying that it's the real logo. I think a Nintendo Switch 2 announcement is imminent. I think it happens in the first quarter of the year. I think the release date for it's likely like late second quarter, close to the summer maybe. They got to get this thing out. You're still suffering from a self-induced food coma? Yeah, I don't go that big at Christmas with the food. We had a great dinner, but I don't stuff myself nearly as much as I did for like Thanksgiving. You came back into work today as well? Well, guys, double check that you don't have a membership renewal to celebrate. We're working on a member goal for the week. It can be a little bit harder to hit because we did take a day off. So, logo clean. I think it looks kind of clean, Dark Taco. I'm in agreement with you. Happy Christmas to you and your family. Hey, everybody, for all the Merry Christmas wishes, thank you so much for doing that. You can celebrate with me and Madam tomorrow night, as well as me and Hilly tomorrow afternoon, if we can hit the main goal and the stretch goal. You guys have been working miracles every week, so we'll see if you can pull it off again this week. We can see if we can pull off a Christmas miracle. Try to fry up some ham for lunch. There you go. Did you watch the trailer for Where Winds Meet yet? Looks like a really fun, but kind of did you mean to say meta graphically? Or meh? I think maybe you meant to say meh graphically. Working lurking. Thank you, Rush. I agree the leak is probably real. Everything's going to get more and more leaky with the Nintendo Switch 2, because the closer you get to an announcement, then there's just more things circulating. they're sending trailers or assets or logos to certain companies so they're all ready to go. And when that happens, the leaks start cropping up because people are like, yep, I work here and here's this thing, and I work here and here's this thing. People start grabbing things and shoving them out there in view of the public. That happens that happens a lot. Matt, living up to my name, I turned 46 yesterday. Old dad gamer, you're 46. Well, I'm 43, so we're in close proximity. Mario got to fix those leaky pipes, right? It's normal. It happens with all games now, you know. It happens with all games now. They're working with all these different marketing companies and things, so it makes perfectly good sense that when you get close to those announcements, man, you're gonna get a lot. Lono said tomorrow. My brain was like, why is he streaming with Hilly on a Tuesday? Yeah, you guys are thinking like today is Monday. Today is not Monday. You guys are the best, man. It's such good positive energy for the day after Christmas. Let's get 25 more likes. And Severin Evans with 10 months of membership says, anybody have any news on the Valve Fremont project yet? The console-like device they're working on with SteamOS logos? No. We covered that recently. There's been no developments there. There have been no developments there. The thing with that device, too, that's funny is, Severin, a lot of people are acting like they wouldn't want it or buy it, and I'm like, well, I would. Just the ability to have it in the living room, it would make things so much easier for some of those great games that I want to play. It's like I don't have to worry about having a PC out there. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction with 6 months of memberships. Nintendo's lost me as a gamer. They never have game sales. Breath of the Wild is still $65 in the shop. Can you imagine paying Breath of the Wild for $65 on the Switch too? Yeah, I can actually. I actually can imagine doing that. Here's something you got to understand. First and foremost, both Severin and Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction, if you guys are paying for your own membership, if you want to bump up to Member Plus. If you're on a gifted, that's totally fine. I appreciate you being here often enough to get a gifted, but we do want everybody paying for their own membership to spend the extra buck and bump up so that I can tell the difference between gifteds and non. I can't add you to the total because if you're on a gifted, that would be like a double dip. But I 100% can see people doing that. Number one, Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo's like, our games are great, buy them or don't. And they definitely know that when the Nintendo Switch 2 drops, there will likely be a lot of people that go back and circle back and buy games like that. They will. Ollie from Digital Foundry says, Black Myth Wukong has taken several steps in the right direction, even if a couple configuration calls remain misguided. PS5 Pro offers pretty straightforward upgrades too with a well-behaved PSSR integration. I need their performance modes to turn frame gen off and give me a true 60 frames per second experience, or I can't ever go back to it. I just can't do it. It like the PS5 Pro update for Black Myth Wukong just didn't do anything for the performance mode, and I don't care to play in quality or balanced. I want to play in performance mode. I want 60 the whole time. So I'm never paying 60 for 30 FPS. Well, you wouldn't be this time around. I believe that the Nintendo Switch 2 with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those games will likely be running at 60 if everything we've heard about the Nintendo Switch 2 is true. Nintendo has sales like Apple, as in you get 10% off on Black Friday and that's all you ever get. Take it or leave it. I'm telling you, when you get to where they are, you're allowed to do that. You know, because they can. The market literally tells them that they can do it. The market tells them they can do it. It's just how it works. I currently have a Legion Go. Great system. My only confusion with the new Legion Go S Mini model is that the pricing doesn't seem competitive. You're not going to get competitive pricing on handhelds. Gaming handhelds aren't going to be competitive pricing anytime soon because there's not enough of them. So if they're the only game on the block, and they're also not selling in high quantity, then prices are going to be high. That's just kind of the way that it goes. Welcome on in. If you guys are just now tuning in right now, a lot of people are looking for that GTA 6 trailer too. Maybe that's why you're here. I'll check the back end and see where everybody's coming from. Here's the deal. They uploaded a brand new video today to their website, and a lot of people are speculating that it could be the trailer or an announcement about the trailer. We're getting a ton of search results for GTA 6. Listen, I know what you're looking for. I'm looking for it too. The reason it's in the thumbnail and the reason it's part of today's show is because they uploaded a brand new video to the official GTA 6 website. And everybody's like, yo, it's coming. It's coming today. So, or an announcement today. And this is probably, maybe this is in anticipation of what they're going to be doing tomorrow. Because the 27th is like, that's the big date that everybody is speculating that it's coming. And we'll just have to see. We've got people saying they responded. We've got people saying big news. We got people saying that it's going to be absolutely enormous. This is one of the times where I think they don't have to say anything, which is part of the problem, right? They don't have to say a single thing. The problem is that Rockstar can just stay quiet. They can just stay quiet. If they can stay quiet, then people are just going to keep doing this. Everybody's going to speculate. Everybody's going to theorize. Everybody's going to data scrape their website. Everybody's going to data scrape their Instagram feed that they're keeping. They're keeping their posts to 27. They won't let it go above 27. The 27 trolling continues. And now they're uploading this video to their own website. And I'm like, well, they're messing with us. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell them here, stop trolling, and drop GTA 6 trailer 2. LOL. Like, I feel like they're just trolling at this point, boys. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. Well, maybe that's what they've been waiting for, Haseo. They were like, we really want to make sure that Haseo's mom's birthday is a special one. So, maybe they'll say that in the announcement. They'll say, tomorrow on the 27th, look for the GTA 6 trailer 2. Happy birthday, Haseo's mom. So if you guys are enjoying the show and you're hanging out and you're enjoying what we're doing here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button, and don't forget to hit the like button as well. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. I do a live show like this pretty much Monday through Friday. Took one day off this week for Christmas, and we're right back out here in the trenches with you, chopping up all the latest in gaming news, as we're obviously all waiting for the biggest game of next year. Are they going to have that trailer too? Obviously, everybody keeps saying that they're also anticipating GTA 6 getting delayed. And we'll see if that ends up happening. I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, I don't think they would have picked the date range that they picked. I don't think so. They picked fall of 2025, and Zelnick's like, we picked that because we're confident that we can hit it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see you hit it then, Now, it is a very, very large game, so there's a lot of people that have said the likelihood of it slipping is very, very high. I believe Jason Schreier from Bloomberg has said that as well, basically that, he thinks that it's just unlikely that it makes its date. People are historically looking at GTA like Grand Theft Auto as games have released, for them in the past. Like, they're not good at hitting release dates really ever. So there obviously is that possibility that things transpire the way they typically have. Now, personally, I think that they know that that's a general trend with their games, and that's why they won't give us a release date. That's why they're giving us a release window. I think they know that they typically and classically have not hit those release dates, and they don't want that to happen again. I think that's why they're being hesitant to give one. Now, we've got it on good authority that a lot of publishers, developers, and studios, they don't want to announce their game's release date until we get a GTA 6 release date. That's the big thing right now. Everybody's in a bit of a holding pattern. Bucky from Power World says, no days off over Christmas, Japan life, but just a couple more days of work, and then we finally get some holiday time. Got an invite to a very secret games alpha test, and I really want to put some serious hours into it. Any chances he's talking about Light No Fire? Maybe. Lona, do you think they hit 60 FPS on the Pro? I think the questions about GTA 6 60 FPS are legitimate. I think I get why people are worried that they're not going to hit it or they're not going to be able to hit it. I've continued to say that I think people are underestimating the importance of 60 FPS nowadays. I think they're going to push to hit it. I think they're going to push to try to hit it on the base models, on the base Series X and on the PS5. I think it'll hit 60 no problem on the Pro. I don't think that's going to be an issue given what we've seen with games like Dragon's Dogma 2 and others in just early passes of updates and patches in PSSR. We've seen significant bumps. We've seen significant bumps in frame rate. And DK Bager gifts a member. He's trying to stoke those member lines. He's like, come on, boys. Let's work together. 323. You guys have got a ways to go if you want to have some Jackbox and some celebration tomorrow. We'll do another Christmas stream, right? I'll wear the hat again. I'm not dressing like an elf again unless... Well, if you guys want me to dress like an elf again, you're going to have to hit the same thing you hit last time. Which I don't think you're going to. Madam probably doesn't want me doing that. But you can get a Friday night Madam stream. We'll hang out, have some drinks. We'll talk about Christmas with you guys. And, you know, I don't know if I'll sing again either. That's going to be something. Let's just see where we land. All right, let's just see where we land on the week. Really, that would be crazy. Is Red Dead 2 60 on the console? There's a rumored update for Red Dead Redemption 2 getting 60 FPS on the console. Yeah, if you want more Lono on a shelf, more Elf on a shelf, you know, that's fine, but it's going to have to be the same as last week. So we had a really great time. If you guys missed that stream, go check out the Merry Frickmas stream. I'll give you a part 2 this week since Christmas is only going to be 2 days behind us. Singing? Again, did I miss singing? You did. We had a Merry Frickmas special last week, dressed like an elf. I decorated the tree. Man. Look, I had to get 50 of those decorative balls on there. It's just nothing but balls. Pause. And so I decorated the tree. We put the goose on top of the tree that somebody sent a while ago. Yeah, I was dressed like an elf. We sang some songs. It was great. There are some legendary animated GIFs in the Discord from that evening. I have a good Christmas, plus I got money and clothes, plus 2 bottles of wine. Hey, Ice Queen Gaming, glad you had a good one. Zubair put singing in quotations. Rockstar would rather render every blade of grass. They have their own engine. They can make the game run how they want. They got to turn down some of the effects. I think they're going to prioritize 60 FPS. I do. I don't think I really think that a lot of the speculation and the predictions about... I think a lot of speculation in the predictions about it not hitting 60 FPS, I do think it's just rooted in old or outdated information. I don't think it's rooted in the present. I don't think it's something that is... The predictions are basically like up to now, all of the Rockstar games... all the Rockstar games have launched at 30 FPS. And I'm like, yes, and they were all previous Rockstar games launched at a time where that was a more standard performance threshold. We're no longer there, right? We are no longer there. We are now in an era where 30 FPS is becoming less and less standard, and I don't think they would have gone back and done updates to something like GTA 5 to get 60 FPS. Now, if the Red Dead Redemption 2 update is true, I also think that's going to be a lot in the favor of the belief that we get a 60 FPS GTA 6. Because I don't think you would go to all that trouble to be updating your old games to set expectations that your new game can't meet. I think that would be weird. I mean, I could be out in left field on this, but I don't think Rockstar Games would be going back into their old games and doing 60 FPS updates only to be like, hey, we can't wait for you guys to dive into the world's most anticipated video game in history. Well, maybe not in history. Maybe it's the most anticipated game in history. And they don't hit the performance that like all their old games are now hitting. I continue to think that would be very strange. Yo, HTMLI guy. I've been trying to actually find your original account. I wanted to unblock you on the channel because you've always been liking my tweets, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's time I've been tempted to like unblock everybody, but there's just so many nasty folks. I can't clear the block list, and it's hard for me to search for people in the block list. Welcome back. That counts as 2, and he rounds us out at 225. You know what? In the spirit of the season, let's go back just for today. Just for today and the week. Actually, in the spirit of the season, let's go back to what we were doing. I'll do 5 every 25. So there it is, 225. We just hit it. I'll give 5 members, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to you, HTML guy. Welcome back. VIPs count as double. Member Pluses count as double. Thanks so much for jumping back in. Thanks for coming back around. Appreciate you, man. I always see you liking my tweets on Twitter, and I'm like, you know what? I was like, I could probably let certain folks come back around. You know, let bygones be bygones. In the spirit of Christmas, after all, rumor The Witcher remake could have content that today is considered out of date today, removed from the game. Let me guess, that rumor came from grifting YouTubers, I bet, and nobody reliable. This man casually revealing how massive his block list must be. I need a custom search engine to search through my block list. No, the block list on YouTube, you literally don't have a way of searching it. Even if it was only like 100 people, it would be incredibly tedious to try to find somebody in that list of 100 people. Like, it's terrible. Do you think monetization might be an issue for GTA 6? We haven't heard anything from them in terms of changes being made, but judging from where games are at this point, do you think they will pivot? I mean, I don't doubt that GTA 6 will have some level of monetization. A game of that size, if they're wanting to do the online thing, if they're wanting to do ongoing, if they're wanting to do events and things of that nature, monetization will certainly be built into the structure and the fabric of the game. I don't think a company that size or a game this size would need to worry about, you know, being like abusive with it or predatory with it. I really don't think so. To me, I don't think games of that size have to do that. I remember when we were talking about the First Descendant, and I was like, all the First Descendant's going to have to do is lean into cosmetics. And that's quite literally what they've done. So GTA 6 would be able to do monetization, I think, in a completely fine way. And not have to be like, well, we got to be abusive with it. GTA Online's a money printer. Right, you can have very, very moderate monetization in a game like imagine a GTA 6 Online. The most moderate amount of microtransactions would just be, I mean, it would be, you're talking about millions of dollars. You're not, it's not a situation where it's like some studio where in order to keep the lights on and keep the live service going, they're going to have to like beat people over the head with monetization. I don't think so. Thank you for being on Blue Sky. Yeah, I post on both Twitter and Blue Sky. I know some people have kind of vacated to Blue Sky. I still use Twitter and just most of the time just mute when it starts to get nasty and toxic just because I'm not interested in seeing it. It's like that's not why I'm on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter for those reasons. So appreciate all of you that follow me over there on Blue Sky or Twitter or Instagram. You guys all follow me in lots of different areas, and I greatly appreciate that. You know, can't wait for Florida alligator wrangling in GTA 6. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to happen. So if you guys are just tuning in and you're wondering why GTA 6 Trailer 2 is in the headline for today, why it's in the headline for today, well, I can tell you. They apparently Rockstar Games has uploaded a brand new video to the GTA 6 website, and we're sort of waiting to see. So let me actually pull up the original tweet that sent me down this rabbit hole today. All right. So roughly 6 hours ago, the tweet has been community noted. Cache control headers are standard headers used on all the web. It does not represent when a YouTube video premieres. Okay. So the tweet from GTA 6 Joker said, Rockstar just uploaded a new video to the GTA 6 website. It goes public on YouTube in less than 3 hours. We might be back. Now, that tweet has since been community noted. So, it could be, now he's got more. He says, GTA 6 screenshots placeholders were just updated on the Rockstar Games website. So, we've got here, let me try and show you here. We've got here, Rockstar Games. You've got screens that have been added, that have been updated and added to GTA 6. So they could be preparing for some kind of a push any day now. That doesn't mean that it's going to push when he originally predicted, you know, when they said, you know, hey, it's going to come or whatever. Like, his original prediction has been community noted that it could just be sort of a basic header that they always put at the top of websites like that. So I've got a question here. Members of this channel can have your questions featured right here. You don't have to be a member to ask a question. But when you submit a question like this, you may get featured in a future video. We're going to start doing 2 to 3 minute shorts answering your questions from the members. It's a great reason to become one. If you decide to support this channel directly, just make sure you pick Member Plus. It's $6. Hit join and pick that one. I know a lot of people don't do that on YouTube, but try it out. There's a whole other side of this channel that you get access to of secret hidden content that you get. So Raphael says, is it possible to put all your games recommendations in some short or list? I really enjoy them. This is actually a pretty good recommendation. Maybe we could slice out that section of the stream every day and just create a playlist of shorts of, you know, games for your wish list and your radar. I don't know. So you can just kind of like put that on a runner and just like let them play through. This isn't a terrible request or suggestion. That actually could be really helpful. I've thought about that a lot. Like, I do recommend and put games on your wish list and radar in a pretty high quantity. So it's hard to keep track of all of them. So if you guys are just tuning in, I know a lot of people are clicking on this video because you're looking for that GTA 6 trailer 2. I know, I can see on the back end. We're getting a ton of results from search. Everybody is searching for GTA 6, GTA 6 trailer 2. Some of you are coming in for the Nintendo Switch 2. We are on high alert. We're watching to see if anything hits the news feeds today. They are certainly making updates to their website. As I just read a tweet, they've added some images, some screenshot placeholders to the official GTA 6 website. So we'll see if anything comes from it. I don't know if we're going to get anything today, but the current rumor and leak and theory is that it will be tomorrow, December the 27th. And they seemingly are gearing up for something. So maybe it is tomorrow. In case you missed it, they are actively posting to Instagram and then immediately deleting things so that they keep their post count to 27 on Instagram. So hello from Australia. Hello to Australia. Good to see you, Ashley. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys are new and you've never been here before, subscribing to the channel is totally free, and then you could talk in my chat. We also have a members-only Discord and a ton of extra members-only content. So if you hang out for a while and you like it here, you might get a gifted member. And we're continuing to tell folks that one of the best things to do to support the channel directly is just be here every day, and you can go on above and beyond that and become a paying member, and that gets you into all sorts of extra content. We currently have a goal on the channel. This is a weekly goal that unlocks community game day and streams with my wife on Friday night, but we've got a bigger goal than that. We're trying to get to 600 people at Member Plus and above, and we're at like 540. We're really close. We're really close. A little upgrade train could get us there if you guys went crazy, and I appreciate everybody who's already done that. Feed on Land says, you guys are keeping your hopes up. Rockstar's not showing that until spring. Ashley Price sounds so... Yeah, that's a great name. Yeah, Ashley Price. It's good. It's a good name. It's a good, like, character name in a video game or a book. You know what I mean? With the holidays being over, some blockbuster games news would be welcome. They would take over the news cycle right now. The question is, do they want to do it? I think right at the end of December is actually a really good time to do it, honestly. I think it's a really good time to do it. The news cycle is going to quiet down, and GTA 6 could take over. Now, they could take over regardless, but the Game Awards have come and gone. Christmas has come and gone. It would be a really, really good time to do it. Are they going to show more info tomorrow? There's zero reason for them to be focusing on the number 27. They're either focusing on the number 27 as a meme because people either picked up on it and they just decided to run with it, or it is in fact like the date that they're doing stuff. Chris Carrier with a 39-month member renewal, and that's a Member Plus. That adds to the total. That's another great reason to upgrade. He says, I recommend becoming a member if you can. Thank you for doing that. All y'all that are members, consistently supporting what we do here, jumping back in. It's like Bungie with the 777 or whatever it was. I don't know if they're just obsessed with the number 27. Again, it also could just be that they're leaning into it. Like people picked up on it and noticed it and they thought, well, let's just keep going. Let's just keep, teasing the audience and baiting stuff. It's free marketing. They can spend very little money on marketing and they get to get everybody talking about it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying what Creature's saying. Maybe they delayed it to 2027. Maybe they delayed it to 2027. I don't think that's happened. If it got delayed, it certainly wouldn't be delayed 2 years, I don't think we would go from the CEO of Take-Two saying, the GTA 6 release date is 2025, fall of 2025, and we feel good about that target, to then being like, it's been delayed by 2 years. Tech for Gamers did an article that 95% of players don't care about exclusives. I would say that more of the modern audience, as they don't care that much about them. I would love to know who they polled and why. We know for a fact that exclusives have driven purchase up to now. Why would they suddenly not? Why do you think people bought a Nintendo Switch? HDMI guy says, I try to support you as much as I can when I can. I got my first block on Twitter when I defended you for all the Twitch streamer crap that went down. You helped me at a dark time in my life. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I do. I know we butted heads in the past, and it was at a time where I was probably a little bit more reactionary and a little bit more apt to kick people out of here. I'm trying to be a little bit less apt to do that unless they just flat out insult me or disrupt the channel in any way. So it's good to have you back, and good to have you back on a membership. Get plugged in, get in the Discord. We all go through dark times, man. Nobody's immune. Nobody's immune to going through dark times in their life. That's why it's good to have community and good to have people you can hang out with and talk with if you need it. I appreciate that very much. A lot of people have kind of stepped in the ring for me on Twitter when any of that crap comes up, and it's just continued to lose its potency. We are on the cusp of hitting 50,000 subscribers. Anybody who's subscribing today, you're helping just hurdle us towards a big goal that we've been wanting to hit, which is 50,000. We were on the cusp of hitting 50,000 subscribers on another channel, and that kind of got taken from us because of some circumstances, and we had to start over here, and you've helped us build this. You guys have, those of you that tune in every day, every week, those of you that gift members or try to do members or do your own or super chats, or you just listen and lurk because that's all you're able to do right now. That is massive. That is so huge. Whatever you're able to do helps. So, and we've basically completely rebuilt the channel over here in a matter of just about 3 years, which is insane. If they're going to delay it, I don't think they would be doing this. Yeah, if they were going to be delaying GTA 6, I don't think they would be trolling and memeing and doing stuff like they're doing on their Instagram account. I do think I'm starting to lean more towards they are going to do something tomorrow, right? When will the GTA 6 trailer 2 come out? Well, right now, the speculation is tomorrow based on a lot of analyzation of videos, their Instagram account. The 27th seems to be a day they're drawing a lot of attention to. And then apparently they're doing stuff right now to the official GTA 6 website. There are new screenshot placeholders that have been put into place. There's a video placeholder that's been put into place. People are, on high alert right now for the GTA 6 trailer too. And so I said this morning in my show open. I always open the show with a bunch of different news pieces, and then we just kind of discuss whatever we want throughout the show. And obviously we're hyper focused on this right now. What I said in the show open is we're basically in a GTA 6 trailer 2 waiting room until it drops. So Nova Hands with 37 months. He says he changed his name to Seething and Malding. Happy to be part of the community. Thanks for being my work and lurk hangout. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Nova Hands. As we bump the line ever so slowly today. You guys have got a long way to go on the weekly goal to 500. You guys are going to need to bat signal the big boys or go on a little upgrade train. Those count as doubles. Keep it going. If it was delayed, do you think it would be early 2026? I'm not actually sure. If they delay it, I would imagine if you're going to delay it, do a genuine delay, right? Do a genuine delay. Don't do like a couple months. A game that size, if it's got a delay, I would think you got to bump it almost a full year. There's no, at that point, you're going to disappoint everybody, so you might as well make it worth it, you know? You can expect nothing, so you won't be disappointed. Well, sure, but isn't it fun to all gather around like this and just discuss and talk and have some common topic to be excited about, you know? I agree with you. Like, don't get your hopes up too high, because then you'll probably just end up being somewhat disappointed. But yeah, I tend to agree with you that you can what is this? Chief operator partner of gaming executives. Check out. Why am I following this guy? Oh, okay. Sometimes I'm following people and I'm like, I don't remember why I followed this person. I don't see a year delay being unlikely. I'm always of the opinion that half measures aren't worth it. Half measures just cause more problems. Like, if you're going to delay a game, then delay it. Don't do this couple of month thing. Because all you do when you delay a game for like a couple of months, I guarantee you don't buy yourself enough time to begin with. And now everybody's going to expect the game to have zero problems. They're like, well, you made me wait for it a little bit longer, so this thing better be flawless. And it's like, you might as well, you're going to disappoint everybody. You might as well take ample time. Take a whole year, right? Don't just take a month or a couple of weeks or whatever. I think that is always more, that just does more damage than help. I don't think it helps to the degree that most delays help. I think good, solid delays of 6 months to 12 months are far better than like a month or two. Anytime a game delays that short of a window, I'm like, I highly doubt that was enough to fix major issues. Do you think they'll make an announcement today or tomorrow? Dennis, that's an excellent question. I do think they're the kind of company that would say the trailer's coming tomorrow, but I also think they might only do that for the first one. For the second one, after what happened last time with the trailer leaking, for the second one, I kind of like the posture of just suddenly dropping it. Just like a bomb out of nowhere, just boom. You know? I think that could be really, really, really strong. Announcing it works just as well. I think announcing it works just as well, but in general, you know, the power of the sudden announcement is really, really potent. It gets into forcing exclusivity is an enemy of creativity. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't see that happening in this game. Rockstar usually announces stuff at 10 a.m. and they haven't today. So when they announced the GTA 6 trailer, let's see, GTA 6 trailer 1 announcement. When they announced that on Twitter, what time was it? Trailer 1, Tuesday the 5th, 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So what day was it when they did that? They did that on December the 1st. So on December the 1st, they announced the trailer that was 4 days away. Okay. We'd have to go to their Twitter account on that day and see what time they pushed that out. Right? Let's see. That's December the 5th. We would need to go back. The GTA 6 trailer tweet becomes the most liked gaming tweet. No, that's not going to be it. Can anybody find the original tweet? Hang on. Let me go to images and see. It looks like if this image that I found is to be believed, they tweeted at 2 p.m. on December the 1st, but I don't know who took that screenshot. I don't know what time zone they were in. So their Twitter handle is Rockstar Games. Okay, I've got an idea. I'll do an advanced Twitter search for that day. We can do a search for that day. So what we'll do is we'll go to from these accounts, Rockstar Games, all right? And then we're going to go last year, December the 1st, all right? Last year, December the 2nd. So we should get The original tweet. There it is. All right, I got it. And here we go. Okay, 9 a.m. So whoever said that, I think is that what was said in chat? That they typically do things at like 9 in the morning? Is that common, or are you just basing it off of what they did last year? I'm trying to see who put that in chat. I want to give you credit, whoever claimed this. So now they announced it at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then 4 days later it hit at 9 a.m. Eastern. So all eyes on the horizon tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, right? They've already missed the boat today to make an announcement, if that's how they handle things, right? If that's how they typically do it, then that window of time has passed, and we'll have to wait and see if they decide to just drop it instead. Again, they could just be trolling the community, you know? Our trailer has leaked, so please watch the real thing on YouTube. Right, they dropped it early because it leaked, but their original plan was to have it drop same time, right? 9 a.m. Eastern, same time as they dropped the announcement. So I don't know, again, if that's how they I don't know if that's how they always handle it. No, I don't think it's going to drop with online either. A lot of speculation about GTA 6 online being in there at launch. It sounds like it's going to be there, according to, I believe it was a Bloomberg report, that it'll have an online component, but I believe it will come later. It'll be a mode within the game, and it will not be there at launch. I think that's probably a fair. I think that's a very fair prediction to make. So, if you guys are just tuning in, you've never been here before, hit subscribe. It's free to subscribe, and then you can type in my chat and ask questions and join the conversation. Also, take a quick second and smash that like button. If you guys have been enjoying the show, I keep it safe for work. A lot of people treat me like a radio show, like a video game podcast, and they tune in throughout the week. So make sure to subscribe, bell button, and that like button. That like button is super helpful, and it's free. And Gambit Zero decides to pay it forward and gifts a member to somebody. We're a very giving community here. We're always gifting members. But if you want to join in on your own, that is a super welcome thing. You can click that join button and make sure you pick Member Plus. It's the $6 member tier, and I've got a whole other side of this channel that I create content and do shows just for members. I know a lot of folks on YouTube are like, I don't really do memberships, I just tune in and listen. That's totally fine as well. You may get gifted. If you watch enough and interact and chat and lurk enough, you may get a gifted membership. But those who do the paid $6 member, they get a little bit more content and a little bit more extras in the Discord and stuff. When will Nintendo Switch 2 be released? It will not be released in the first quarter of next year, according to their own earnings reports, right? It will be likely I believe it'll be in the second quarter. Second quarter, I'm sorry. According to their own earnings reports, they said that they will not be releasing hardware until in this fiscal year, which means the fiscal year ends at the end of the first quarter next year. So I think they could make an announcement about it, though. You know. And Mr. Grimm, with 5 gifted members, says, let's get a little gifted thing going here. And he bumps the line to 233. In the spirit of the season, I'm back on my jam. Every 25, I give 5. So when this hits 250, I will gift another 5 members to the community to say thank you. Some of you guys prefer super chats. Super chats, there's also a goal. You can see the bullseye at the top of the chat. That will make me gift members as well. I love paying it back and saying thank you to all the people who support this channel. And we do that on a regular basis. So thank you so much for doing a little bit more, Mr. Grimm. I'm a new subscriber. I want to say we got trailer 1 on GTA 6 at the start of December. Do you reckon we would get trailer 2 for a New Year's Day special? I don't think that's not a terrible guess. But everything right now that they've said or done is super, super pointing to December the 27th for the GTA 6 trailer 2. December 27th. They keep posting on Instagram and then they delete a post somewhere. They're keeping their Instagram count to 27. I showed people this the other day. This is genuine. This is not me just making stuff up. Here, I'll pull up the Rockstar thing, and I just refreshed it. 27 posts. Watch. I'll drag and refresh so that you know it's not like a screenshot. I'm on Instagram, and they're keeping their post count to 27 on Instagram. Now, they're either doing that to troll or they're doing that to be like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Keep your eyes on the 27th. So, yeah. Rockstar will release a trailer on the 28th to troll us. Yeah, the Squid Game Season 2 drops today. It looks like it's getting good reviews, but also some mixed reviews. I'm seeing mostly positive, though. Hi, I'm from Kurdistan is the new second trailer. It is the GTA 6 trailer 2 has not dropped yet, but they have updated their website with placeholders for new images and screenshots. There's a placeholder for a video. And as I just showed you, they do seem to be heavily hinting and kind of winking and nudging about the 27th. Is the GTA 6 still can carry that many weapons? Hope it'll be like Red Dead 2, limited capacity. I don't think they would do. I don't know, honestly, what they would do. I don't know if it's the kind of game where they would want to limit you, though. It definitely had way more than 27 before. I don't know, Ryan. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's done like a research on Rockstar's Instagram account. Like, did they just start doing this to hint about GTA 6 trailer 2? Or have they always kept the count low over there? I don't know. GTA 6 game screenshots have appeared on the website. Yeah, I just said that. I'm monitoring the leaks as well. There was somebody this morning that leaked the website got scraped. If you're following GTA 6 Joker on Twitter, they just recently, few hours ago, published that that there are screenshot placeholders on. Now, did they publish brand new ones today? Is that what you're saying? GTA 6 website. Have they officially published new ones? Let's take a peek here and see. All I can do on their website right now is watch the trailer. There's nowhere else for me to go on the... I can't go anywhere else on their website. Like, this is what their website does right now. It's just this. I can't get past this. Now, and then if I click watch trailer, it just pulls open the trailer. So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what they're doing. If they are putting things in the back end, that means they may be getting ready to roll out the website to where you can actually interact with it and do more. Insider Gaming reporting that GTA 6 is Insider Gaming's most anticipated game of 2025. So they just published this article. So seemingly everybody is talking about they must have something embedded. They just broke my dadgum capture card. Insider Gaming must have something embedded on their website that broke my capture card. The HDCP restriction. I don't know. Maybe they've got something embedded that's like a trailer for a TV show or something. This has happened to me before. It's super irritating. I'm not sure what it would be. I'm really not sure what it would be. If Insider Gaming has pushed out HDCP protection, I might send a DM to Tommy Hendy and be like, "Why are you doing that? You're breaking my capture card. I want to be able to like source you guys and promote you guys. I can't freaking do that. I cannot do that if you're gonna be breaking my cap card whenever I go to your website." Do you think people's theories are making Rockstar stay silent, like the moon theory and the recent theory? I was gonna make like a joke video, like a funny video where I was gonna be like, I know how to get the GTA 6 trailer too. All right, I know how to do it. Are you guys ready? This is how we get GTA 6 trailer 2 to happen. We can manifest it. We can summon it, okay? And this is how we do it. We just have to stop talking about it entirely. And no one's going to be able to do that. No one's going to be able to do that, dude. No YouTuber with a brain in their head is going to stop talking about the game. You know, nobody's going to go on like a week-long hiatus from talking about it. I'm not even a big GTA guy, and I'm like, all right, we got to talk about this. This is kind of the front burner news story right now, is that everybody's anticipating this dadgum trailer, you know? But we're giving them plenty of reasons to never say anything and to never come out with anything. They're going to be like, why would we do that? Why would we say a word about GTA 6? Why do we need to put out GTA 6 trailer 2? Why? Why would we ever need to do that? Because everybody's just talking about it anyway. All we've got to do is mess around on Instagram and delete some pictures, and then everybody loses their dadgum minds. You know what I mean? I've got an idea. You and a female go to Miami and make trailer 2, and we will have something to go off. Is a nothing leak from Rockstar if they have so many employees? Oh, how does nothing leak? That's a really good question. How do we not have more GTA 6 trailer leaks or GTA 6 leaks in general? I would hazard a guess that you're probably dealing with a lot of this is probably quite literally that one big leak that they had. They have probably absolutely shut everything, locked everything down like double, triple, right? You ever seen those movies where the guy's got OCD and he like locks his door 3 times? Everything is like double, triple locked like that now. Everything at the company. There's no way it's not. I'm trying to find my I need to find which HDMI cable is my capture card so I can like pull it up here and reset it. This dadgum websites that do this HDCP crap. They do this and then I can't do it. I can't show you anything until I reset the cap card. It's so frustrating. I don't know which one it is. They've done this before, and I can't figure out which website's doing it. Comicbook.com used to do it. I would pull open comicbook.com. HDCP is basically to protect copyrighted material. Like if I pulled up Netflix and tried to stream it for you guys, it would shut my cap card down. Funny enough, in the past when we would go to like Disney and stuff, I never had this problem. And now I'm going to like gaming news websites and stuff. And Insider Gaming is the one that just triggered it. It's super, super weird. So, do me a favor, guys. We've had an amazing turnout today. Make sure it's saving your like count. The likes aren't moving, and that could be because of that YouTube thing where sometimes you hit that thumbs up and it doesn't save. But take a quick perusal over there. Always make sure you go through that ritual and get that like on the video. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel in that way. It helps more people find this video. It puts this video in front of more people, and we've already been put in front of a ton of people today because everybody's looking for the GTA 6 trailer 2. Use a different browser. I don't think it's the browser, FCAT. HDCP gets detected by the cap card. It like detects it and it shuts my cap card off. Didn't one of the employees working on the game, his son, do like a big last leak? Yeah, it was something like that. Has anyone seen the leaker from the first trailer? I think he might be locked in a real-world equivalent of Arkham by now or worse. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the guy that leaked it because he was like promoting that crypto or whatever. I don't know what happened to him. There was the guy that did that with Starfield, remember? He broke Street Date on Starfield and like had a bunch of them or something. Weren't they like all stolen copies of Starfield? And then he basically admitted to it in a video or whatever, and then they like arrested him. They found him and arrested him. He might still be in jail. The guy that did that with the Starfield stuff. Rockstar employees also have had their phones. They have to hand in their phones before going into work. That's not surprising. After that last leak, that place is probably locked down tight every day. You know. There's no way they risk it with something that big. Now, the reason you're going to start to see more and more leaks there are going to be more and more GTA 6 leaks all next year. And the reason for that is once certain companies and outlets start to get sent the assets and the trailers and stuff, you'll start seeing that happen. Now, that might be why Rockstar is usually not involved with a lot of that stuff. It quite possibly is why they do their own thing. Like, the reason the trailer got leaked last time is I think somebody got it from the back end of YouTube. The first GTA 6 trailer was like scheduled on YouTube to premiere. And that's how they got it. So I think Rockstar may have clamped down and been like, we're not going to send anything anywhere. Maybe that's why when people are data scraping the website, they're finding screenshots, they're finding like a placeholder for a video. They might be being more careful this time. And instead of like having something that's sitting on the back end of YouTube for 4 or 5 days waiting to premiere, they might quite literally just like literally do it day of. They'll upload it as soon as it's processed and ready to go. Boom. They'll just push that thing live. Because you go to these events and then you gotta send stuff ahead of time. You gotta send videos ahead of time. Like, I'm still blown away that Jeff Keighley kept the Game Awards from leaking anything. Because if you send something like the GTA 6 trailer 2, you send that to Keighley in the Game Awards, buddy, you better believe that sucker's getting leaked. Ain't no way. Somebody's going to get their hands on it. Somebody's going to grab it. It's going to be playing on a monitor and somebody's going to like record it. It's so hard to keep that stuff locked down. That was one of the more impressive things this year with the Game Awards, is that nothing leaked. I mean, that's usually day of the event. We get a ton of leaks. Day of these events, we typically get a ton of leaks, and it's like everything gets spoiled and there's no surprises. I wonder how the janitors at Rockstar are handled. A lot of the times, companies that size, they actually have a third party that comes in and has certain levels of clearance to get into rooms and stuff, and they've got to go through the same protocols. They're going to go through security checks. They're going to turn in things like their phone. They're going to go through all that. And then their access to the building is like very limited. A lot of the times, companies of that size don't have their own in-house janitorial staff because it's easier to control if it's like this other company that comes in and you just super duper hyper limit their access. Maybe they're official employees, I don't know. When I was at Google in Atlanta, I was at YouTube headquarters. It seemed like the people that were coming in and like taking out the trash and cleaning up, it was like an outside company that was hired. And then I think you're just able to limit their access a whole lot more because they're not an official employee. So there's just so many places that you can't go. There were parts of the building. I was with an official YouTube staff member, and I couldn't go into certain parts of the building. He couldn't get into certain parts of the building. GTA 6 trailer 2 this week. The current theory and rumor is that it's the 27th, and they've been horsing around with their Instagram. So yeah, it seems like it's going to be tomorrow. And then the recent thing, is that we now have people. I'm checking the feeds right now. We now have people that are like data scraping their website, the official GTA 6 website, and apparently there was a placeholder put up there for a video, and now there's placeholders for screenshots. So, we'll see. We'll see if that turns into anything. The story spoilers didn't help the games either, even if they're wrong. Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, that happened with Intergalactic. Like a fake leak of its plot went out there and everybody starts lying about the game. And that happens all the time now. I was telling my friend yesterday that Rockstar won't release anything because they will want to complete the game themselves before sharing it with anyone else. I do think that there's going to be a GTA 6 trailer too. Like, have you ever looked at the fact that like they literally named the first trailer GTA 6 Trailer 1? I mean, they basically told us that there will be more trailers with the first trailer, right? Does that make sense? Like, they essentially said that this is the first trailer. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a company do that with the name of a trailer. It's usually teaser. It's usually like teaser, announcement, gameplay. Like, you have your teaser trailer, then you have your announcement trailer, or your launch day trailer, or your gameplay trailer. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody just flat out number the trailer when it drops. You know, they're like, this is trailer number 1. It's like, that to me feels like they were saying from the very beginning that, yeah, we've got more of these coming. This isn't the only one. So we'll see. I keep refreshing my news feeds to see if anybody has anything new. Nothing since this morning when the official website got scraped and they found just some placeholders. So it will probably have a couple more trailers, at least 2 more, I would think, at a minimum. Yeah, I would think so. I don't think you would just do 1, that's for sure. I do think they're going to have to do some type of a gameplay trailer and some type of a gameplay breakdown. That will likely be sometime middle of the next year. Like, they could do something around, around Summer Game Fest season. We could start to see some GTA 6 gameplay. Did you see the report that Sony will have $11.4 billion in budget for mergers and acquisitions starting in March? That's up from like $8 billion, isn't it? They increased it. My memory of this is a little foggy, Alex. Didn't they bump it from like $5 billion to $8 billion? Now they're bumping it from $8 billion to $11.5 billion. I think their mergers and acquisitions are targeting, more than anything, they want IP. I don't necessarily know if they're going to go out here and start buying and scooping up studios. I think they want IP. I think they want licensure. I think that's their approach to M&A. To be fair, with so much AAA games that have been launched and quality so bad, pressure's on Rockstar to produce a game that'll nail everything. I have a feeling there will be a delay. I think a delay is obviously likely because it's so big, but they also seem confident in that fall 2025 date that they gave. It's a window, obviously. Fuzzy says, has anyone... Oh, I already read that. I think they found the leak and they tightened it down. An employee won't risk it, but a back-end employee of YouTube might. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the GTA 6 trailer 2, it will not be a premiere on YouTube. It won't. I don't think they'll do that this time because employees of YouTube, I think wasn't there an investigation into employees of YouTube and basically back-end premieres getting leaked by employees? I feel like that happened. I feel like there was an actual investigation into why did that keep happening, and I feel like they caught the people doing it. I could be misremembering, but I swear I remember reading about that there was like an actual investigation into that because it was becoming extremely common. It was becoming extremely common. Like every single time there was a new trailer or there was a new announcement, it was getting leaked. Whether it was like the Metal Gear thing that got leaked, or what happened with GTA 6. I wouldn't surprise me at all if they walked that down. Is that, I mean, that's a huge breach of trust that you upload something to a website as big and as well known as YouTube, and like basically the video is not safe. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a huge breach of trust. To basically feel like, yeah, I can't even upload a video over there now. You know, some back end person's gonna find it and leak it if we do. And that's bad for YouTube. To be quite honest, that's really bad for YouTube. Because then YouTube's gonna say, well, now people don't want to use our platform as an outlet for big announcements. You know? You don't have to schedule it though, you can post it. You can, Anthony, but the danger with that is that's just more difficult because you can't build anticipation around that. Like when a video is scheduled, you can provide the link to everybody. You can go to Twitter, socials, everywhere and say, you know, here is the link to this video. It goes live tomorrow. You can certainly upload a video to YouTube. Like let's say GTA 6 trailer 2 gets uploaded to YouTube. It goes through a rendering process, it goes through a processing so it can be shown at all resolutions. It goes through checks so that it can be monetized, right? You can't upload like, you know, somebody, you know, getting their head blown off or something like that and then monetize it. YouTube would block the video. So it goes through all those checks and then you can check a box that says publish this and instantly premiere it. But that's not even remotely the same as giving people 3 or 4 days of anticipation with a link and a scheduled video. The YouTube's probably looked into that and hopefully locked it down or stopped it because that's actually bad. That's bad for YouTube, for companies to feel like, well, we can't do our big debut premieres on YouTube anymore because the videos end up getting leaked. So, do you agree that GTA 6 is comparable to GTA 5, or is it more sensible if you compare GTA 6 to GTA Vice City, as I see many people comparing GTA 6 to GTA 5? I think it's hard to make comparisons when we know so little right now. So I think that makes it difficult to know exactly what the game will be like. Personally, I think what they should shoot for is like every game should be in its own lane. I think it should be in its own lane. It should have its own style. I don't think every game should feel like .5. Does that make sense? I don't want GTA 5.5. I want GTA 6. You know, a GTA 5.5 would feel like it wouldn't feel like a sequel, if that makes sense. It would feel like DLC. And this is one of the times where I think a lot of folks are... I think a lot of times folks are getting stuck on... They kind of talk out of both sides of their mouth, right? I think they talk out of both sides of their mouth. They say that they want new things and they want games to be new and brave and innovative, but then a lot of the times their complaints are that a game changed too much, right? Not my GTA will trend if they don't do certain things, or the whole claim that it's going to be woke or whatever. Yo, could we get 28 more likes on the video, guys? Thanks for a really, really strong turnout today. The day after Christmas, I'm out here streaming for you. Let's see some appreciation, you know. I almost took the day off. I really did. Hanging out with the kiddos and playing some video games would have been fun, but I was like, you know what? I think there's good news here. I think we can do a show. So let's try to get to 300 likes. Let's try to get to the next milestone of 250 members. I'll give 5. That way you guys can get a little bit closer to that goal. And we can celebrate tomorrow with a community game day for the members and a Friday night stream with Madam if you guys can hit stretch. So keep it going. Did the one lady at the Game Awards say they were going back to Vice City, or am I misremembering? I don't think they said they were going back to Vice City. I don't think they said that. Xanatos says a 9 a.m. announcement tomorrow for a trailer on the 31st. Wait. Let's think about this. They originally announced the trailer on December the 1st for the trailer to land on the 5th. So that's the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. So it's a 4-day buffer. So if they announce tomorrow that the trailer's coming on the 31st, that's the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st. That's actually not a bad prediction at all. It would be exactly the same as the last trailer. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. on the 27th, they say, you know, GTA 6 trailer 2 is landing on the 31st to basically ring in the new year. And that's that 4-day buffer, just like last time. Wouldn't surprise me if they don't upload it to Premiere and it gets stolen like last time. Vice City's in Miami, so maybe somebody said something to that effect, that like it's got that feeler vibe. I don't remember anybody saying we were going back to Vice City. Industry with infinite negative content, too much change, not enough innovation, too many remakes, remake Bloodborne, right, AOZ, right? That would make for an amazing, you know, video game skit. I'm tired of all these remakes. Next minute. Man, I'm tired of them not giving us a Bloodborne remake. Next thing. You know, I'm tired of all these games doing the same old. Next minute. I cannot believe they're changing the format of this game. I don't want things to change. You know? New Year's Eve, though, so much will be going on. People will watch them and then move on to their celebrations. I mean, it would be pretty bold to drop the trailer on the 31st, but, you know, I don't know. It's not a bad prediction. Not a bad prediction. Guys, let's get 15 more likes on the video. We're so close to the next like milestone. You guys are crushing it. Thank you to everybody who's already pressed the like button. You guys are the best. Let's see here. Man, good golly. Nothing on Twitter. Just a lot of people retweeting ads and stuff right now. Yo, what's good, Action Packed? How are you? Hello, brother. Hello. The GTA conspiracy is almost as mad as the Nintendo folks trying to align the stars for Nintendo Direct and the Switch Pro 2. Yeah, 11 more, 9 more likes. We're so close. You think Rockstar would make a new GTA Online with GTA 6 or continue with the current one? Oh, it's going to have to be separate, brother. Yeah, GTA 6 Online will have to be separate. I don't think they'll be able to keep it in the same. That wouldn't work. They would, and here's the thing you got to understand. They will likely keep the original GTA Online going for a ridiculously long time. It's gonna print money for the foreseeable future. I truly don't think you're not gonna see them shut down the original GTA Online probably for another decade. You know? I just saw the Black Myth Wukong PS5 Pro update. That seems highly disappointing. Digital Foundry already proved you could probably hit 60 with the base model with some tweaks. Don't understand why they don't just scale down and let PSSR handle the upscale and just match visuals. I swear, I hope that Digital Foundry video and the feedback on that update, I really do. I hope it gives us the actual update that game needs. I want so badly to play that game at a genuine 60 and not the crap that they gave us. I had a guy get super angry on my top games of 2024, and he could not believe that I didn't mention Black Myth Wukong. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I said it was one of my most anticipated games, but the game runs like crap on PS5. They use frame gen to double the frames of a 30 FPS game. Cry more because someone didn't praise your favorite game. Has nothing to do with my feelings, but not to mention it is suspect. I'm not the only one who told you all this. I don't answer to grifting liars and haters. I answer to my own standards. And Black Myth Wukong is well below what I will play. It's well below what I would play, bro. I don't answer to liars, grifting liars and haters who consistently try to cast me as something that I'm not. What's interesting is they have to decide what I am. Because if I'm a pony, the ponies were celebrating Black Myth Wukong because it's basically an exclusive at this point for the console. Yes, it's on PC, but the ponies were celebrating Black Myth Wukong because the Xbox boys couldn't get it. Well, if I'm a pony, why am I being so brutal and so honest about Black Myth Wukong? You've got to pick a narrative about me. You can't maintain that I'm some grifting, dishonest pony when every single pony on Twitter was throwing confetti in the air and boasting and bragging about how great Black Myth Wukong was, and I was one of the few people being honest about how poorly it was performing on the PlayStation. So you got to pick a narrative. If you want to, be out here trying to call me out about honesty and integrity, maybe have some of your own to speak of before you come at me. Like, you can't come at me about integrity and honesty when all you ever do is lie about me. Like, I literally from moment one said Black Myth Wukong is a Game of the Year contender. It was one of my more anticipated games, and it runs like caca on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. I'm sorry, it's not on the Xbox. It runs like caca on the PlayStation. It runs terrible. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to win this argument with me because it's not about some console war. It's about I actually have standards and won't play games that fall below those standards. Heavy Metal Mama with 26 months. As always, thank you for keeping me company while I fold all the socks that my kids got for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome back, Heavy Metal Mama. Appreciate you. And thanks, guys, for 300 likes. I also forgot to ask, did you have a good Christmas? I had a great Christmas, dude. I had a great Christmas. I got great presents. My kids got great presents. We had a great dinner with friends of ours. It was a really, really good day. Really chill day. Helldivers 2 is Insider Gaming's community's biggest surprise hit of 2024. That would be wild if you can walk into that many buildings. The balance mode feels good. I don't think so. I thought the balance mode looked just as bad as performance mode. I cannot get Black Myth Wukong to look good on my PlayStation 5 Pro. I can't go from a game like Space Marine 2 that looks breathtaking and has no issues with performance, virtually none. I don't see any. I can't go from that to the way that Black Myth runs. I just can't do it. I have standards. I do. You don't have to have my standards. That's fine. I have my own, and that's what I answer to. I don't answer to you or your standards or your clips or your grifting garbage content on YouTube. I don't answer to people who are so far below the realm of integrity and character and honesty. Like, I don't answer to people like that. You know what I'm saying? I would just assume answer to somebody that, like, gambles their life savings on scratch-offs about how I should manage my finances. Like, get the frick out of here. Yo, Kaiser Sose with 3 years and a member plus. He bumps the member line to 234, inching us a little bit closer to the next milestone where I owe you guys members. I'm at work and I missed the last part of the last statement. Lono, Black Myth runs like what on the base PS5? It runs like caca. It's terrible. I was disappointed with the performance on the PS5 with Black Myth Wukong, but I still played it, though it was tough. Yeah, I mean, there were people that suffered through it because they just wanted to play it anyway, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But don't call me out for not putting on a top game of 2024. Why would I put a top game on there? Why would I stopped playing it. It'd be stupid. You know what I mean? I stopped playing it. Yeah, one of my favorite games this year was one that I stopped after 6 hours because it runs so poorly. What the heck? Nothing sus about it. I wouldn't have put Tears of the Kingdom on a top list of the year it came out in. Do you want to know why? I stopped playing it because I couldn't stomach the performance, and I thought that I could. Many people are hyping up GTA 6 to be like the savior of all gaming, and boy, I feel like that a lot of people are going to be let down. Well, yes and no. The other thing I think people need to remember is that, like, 2025 is going to be an insane year for games. Like, it's going to be an insane year for games. GTA 6 is just going to be the crown jewel of the year if they actually make it and don't have to delay. Make your own decisions. You take your own path. No one can choose your directions or choices. If that was the case, you wouldn't be responsible. That's what I'm saying. Like, not picking your favorite game to be on my list and assuming that there's some alter, agenda. You know what's funny? If I would have claimed it was one of the best games this year and talked about how great it was, they would accuse me of being a dishonest pony, and they would be like, yeah, this guy's just glossing over the performance issues and the problems with this game because he's a pony and he wants to celebrate Black Myth Wukong because Xbox can't play it. Like, no matter what you do, that's what people are going to do. Creature says they aren't. Remember GTA 4 to GTA 5? I'm not sure what you're disagreeing with and what your point is, Creature. You have to say more than that. Gaming doesn't need saving, and it won't let people down. Yeah, gaming doesn't need saved. That is the truth. This idea that gaming needs to be saved or that gaming is in such a terrible place, the only people that say this are the people that don't play games. They're too busy making negative content on YouTube to actually play any of the games that have come out, right? Like, I truly think that notion that gaming is bad or that needs saved or that gaming is in a terrible spot, it's always put forward by the same people and all their thumbnails look the same. None of these people are playing games, bro. They're not. Ain't no way. What are they going to do next year? What are they going to do next year when there's more games than months in the year? More big games are coming out than there are months in the year. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then to claim that gaming is so bad? You want to fixate on live service failures like Concord, embarrassing. You want to fixate on bad microtransactions. Sure. You want to fixate on poorly optimized games that come to the market. Sure. But then you got to ignore every other game that came out. Gaming doesn't need to be saved. The vast majority won't be let down. I think Creature's correct. I already have talked about the whole gaming doesn't need to be saved thing, but yes. The vast majority of the people playing GTA 6 are not going to be let down. It's going to deliver what they're looking for. That's going to deliver what they want. You know what I mean? People just need to do their research and maybe not pre-order so much. I think that's true, but what Mango is saying, I think there are people who have evolved into some other thing. They're no longer a gamer. They've evolved into something else. they're not a gamer anymore. They're not playing games. They're not reviewing games. They're not enjoying games. They're this weird monstrosity of a click rate negativity chase. Like, they're not actually playing games. And listen, I get why they do it. When you upload a video that's positive, it gets less engagement. When you upload a video that's negative, it gets more engagement. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. It's really, really hard to not lean into that. Believe me, I know. It's difficult. But next year, I think it's going to be really, really hard to maintain the narrative that, like, gaming is dead or gaming is bad or that gaming needs to be saved. You're going to have to ignore, I would think, the vast majority of games that come out. You know, you would say that they've devolved. Maybe it's a devolution. You could argue that. Yeah, you could argue that. I love Outriders World Slayer Edition. I'm having fun playing it on Steam. I've enjoyed playing games this year. Like, I went back and beat Death's Door. I went back. Kena Bridge of Spirits really disappointed me. I rolled credits on it yesterday. I rolled credits on Kena yesterday. No, I rolled credits on Kena 2 days ago. And that one really disappointed me. It had so much potential and so many good choices. And then the combat just absolutely, the combat just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. It's so inconsistent. The parry's so inconsistent. The boss fights go from being very fun and satisfying to very frustrating. Any boss fight that's centered around that parry mechanic in Kena, it just is not a fun experience. I was so happy to be done with it. It was like, the only reason I kept going is because, like, I wanted to finish it and wanted to roll credits. And I was like, if they would make a few minor changes to some of the base choices with the combat, it would be 1,000 times better. Like, healing should not be dependent on some plant in the room, and the parry should not be triggering some weird animation. It should just be a seamless parry that blocks the enemy and stuns them, instead of doing this weird animation. And then a lot of times it does the animation, and then the enemy ends up so far away from you, you don't get to do your follow-up attack that you've unlocked in your skill tree. So it's just like, yeah, that one really disappointed me, because it went from being like, it started out and felt like it was going to be like an 8.5, like a really solid game, and it ends as like a 7. I'm just like, proceed with caution. This one's rough around the edges. Yeah, the story was fine. Setting was fine. Voice acting was fine. The environments and the graphics all great. But then the game itself is just not a complete package. The rough edges are really rough. It's not like one rough fight or one irritant. It's like, you fight a boss, you're like, yo, that was really dope. And then the very next boss, you're like, I'm going to snap my controller in half. You're like, what the heck? Why did they do this? Tried Balatro a couple days ago. I know why it won all those awards. It's great. Yeah. Very, very solid little game. When people say Christmas shopping is stressful and they want to try to beat a boss battle, and they will understand why us gamers go gray early in life. Right. Is GTA 6 released today? If you're looking for the GTA 6 2 trailer, the GTA 6 trailer 2, if that's what you are, if that's what you're looking for, we are on watch for it right now. I think the current theory that was put forth in chat that I really, really liked, I forget who put it in chat, take credit for it if you're still here, was that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, we will get an announcement about the second trailer, and they're going to tell us that GTA 6 trailer 2 is coming on the 31st. That'll follow the pattern last time. They announced the trailer, and then 4 days later it was supposed to hit. Now, last time the trailer hit early because it leaked. I don't think they're going to do a scheduled premiere this time to avoid the possibility of it leaking. So, do me a favor, if you're a paying member or a gifted member, you guys can take advantage of the question command, and you can have your question featured right here on the stream. It can be about anything going on in gaming, and it may end up getting turned into a video. Starting in the new year, we're going to be taking your questions and turning those into shorts, like 2 to 3 minute shorts. So you can submit questions about anything going on in the gaming world, and if we feel like it's a good question and I give a good answer, we'll turn that into a video. Yeah, it was Xanatos. Xanatos was the one that put out the theory about the announcement tomorrow being that the trailer hits on the 31st. Yeah, I think that's a really good theory. That's the best theory that I've seen. Given that they haven't said anything about tomorrow other than like they keep dropping hints and winking and nudging, and they keep their Instagram, they're keeping their Instagram count, their Instagram post count to 27. Do we in the UK get a few hours later or early to the rest of the year, to the rest of the world? Well, when they publish it, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. We all see it at the same time. The time zone aspect is relative. Like if right now something dropped and I showed it to you, you're seeing it at a different time of day for yourself, but we're both seeing it at the exact same time. Does that make sense? We're seeing it at the same moment in space-time, to get philosophical. But you're seeing it at a different time of day than I am. Hey, Lono, got any recommendations for a good shooting game for a 12-year-old? My son likes mature shooters, but I'm trying to avoid blood and gore. If you're trying to avoid blood and gore, and you want a good shooter, what systems do you have? That Hypercharged game is an absolute blast. It's a great co-op. It's a great co-op game, and you play as action figures. My kiddos loved it. We dumped a bunch of time into that one, but that currently is only on the Xbox. I think it's also on PC. It's not on PlayStation. I thought they released in different countries at different times. No, once they publish something like that, homie, you can watch it same exact time as me. They can't like stop you. All systems. So yeah, Hypercharge is really good. The one that I thought of was RoboQuest, but that's a rogue, and that one gets actually pretty challenging, so he might not like that one. Cat might have to help out here. Shooters that are decent but not gory, they all end up having gore in them. You know, Space Marine 2, all the Borderlands games have a reasonable amount of blood in them. They're not like gory, but they're kind of bloody. Yeah, I mean, Halo Infinite's campaign is a solid campaign. There's no gore there. You can turn the blood and the gore off in a lot of shooters now. That's true. It's hard to avoid in a game with like chainsaws where you're like cutting aliens in half and stuff. RoboQuest is not bad, again, but it is challenging. Hypercharge is really fun. Yeah, Destiny, but Destiny's just so dense as a live service game, he'd probably be freaking lost. He wouldn't know what to do. You know? You are very handsome. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Anybody else think I'm handsome? Third person, first person, or both? Yeah, I guess that's a good question, Mantis. Fortnite has no blood. What's he going to do in Fortnite, though? Play Battle Royale? It sounds like he wants like a shooter game to play. There it is. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction. Look at what they typed in chat. That's how you guys can submit a question and have it pop up on the screen. All right? So we got a question here from Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction. Do you think the Switch 2 will be $400 or $500? I think it'll be somewhere in the ballpark of $400. I don't know if it'll go above $500. I think there's a difficulty there of where the Switch 1 and OLED and the Switch Lite landed. They're going to be dealing with an audience that's going to kind of be looking at it to not be an exorbitant purchase. I can't see it going above $500. A lot of people have speculated $499, some or $450. I've seen a lot of that speculation. I think that's a really good hemisphere. If you go above 500, I think that would probably break consumer expectation. But given what we're hearing about the device and what it's going to be capable of, I would imagine that that's the right ballpark. I would imagine that's the right ballpark. And if not, if it's under 400, I would be shocked. Like 300, 350 would just seem crazy to me, given what we've heard about the device. So, is the trailer today? I don't think the trailer is today. I don't think so. What I do think is, this is the current theory we have from Xanatos. I think Xanatos put out a really, really good theory. And welcome in, Akraf Kadi. I hope I'm saying your name close to correct. The current rumor is GTA 6 trailer 2 will be announced tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. and then it'll land on the 31st. It'll be exactly the same as last time. They'll announce it and say, hey, this is when it's coming, and then they'll give you 4 days. Now, what I don't think they're going to do, I don't think GTA 6 Trailer 2 is going to be a premiered, scheduled video on YouTube. And the reason for that is that's how it got leaked last time. That's how it got leaked last time. They had it scheduled and premiered, and it was on the back end of YouTube, and somebody snagged it and pushed it out early. So they had to upload it early, and that was not at all what they wanted to have happen. So, yeah, if you guys are trying to use the question command, you type !question and then just put a space and then type your question, all as one message, and then Nightbot will grab it and throw it on my little sheet here so I can show your question, and it may get turned into a video. As you guys are tuning in, if you're enjoying the show, smash the like button. Also, double check you don't have a membership renewal if you're at Member Plus or VIP. If you're at Member Plus or VIP, you can upgrade. You can celebrate that. The $ at the bottom of the chat, if you click it, you might have a celebration. It'll add to the goal. We're not quite on pace because we missed a day this week, so we're gonna have to kind of like pick ourselves up and have a Christmas miracle. We haven't missed the goal weekly in a while. We'll see if we can pull it out this week. Spice King says, "Is the spirit of the Rockstar leaker in the room with us today?" I mean, it's very, very possible. I mean, especially if they got him. They might have found him and killed him. You know, the ghost of GTA 6 trailer leak passed. I mean, he may be dead. They probably found him. You know, that guy's 6 feet under. Top game is indie. Wow. Oh, Matt Piscatella's top game was indie. A lot of people really liked it. You know, a lot of people really liked it. It was not for me, but it's gotten great review scores from the users. You can't deny it. Just because you don't like a game doesn't mean it's not quality. And I've always said user scores matter the most. And I stand by that. Even if it's a game that I don't enjoy, I'll admit when a game gets a good score from the users because I think that's far more valuable than the review outlets. You know? Zubair says, I'm resolving to consume less next year. So this means I need to buy a new laptop this week, right? It doesn't count if it's this year. If I become VP, will I see you dressed as Santa? Well, you can see our Merry Frickmas special from last week. I dressed up as an elf, I sang Christmas carols, and I decorated the tree that's over here. It was a really, really fun time. If you become a VIP, you'll get access to all the members' content. You'll get access to the VIP lounge and the Discord, and sometimes we throw extra goodies in there for the VIPs. Also, if we hit a really big goal again this week, I'll do it again. I'll give you guys another celebration Friday night, and Madam will be with me, which will probably make it doubly as hilarious. So if you want Lono on a shelf again, if you want me to dress up as an elf again, you guys are going to have to hit another crazy goal, which you're likely going to have to put the bat signal out and get some of the big boys to come in and push the number, because that's a hard goal to hit. They went crazy last week. So many jokes about balls were made. Yes. Smokey with 23 months and a VIP plus, he bumps the line, and he says every little bit helps. So let's keep it going. Merry Christmas. Glad you explained how to show this, because I had no idea. Yeah, if you guys are paying for Member Plus or VIP, any of those upper levels, those all count towards the goal. So make sure you're always double checking that $ to celebrate those renewals. You guys are paying for them, so you should get credit for them. Indiana Jones came out in 2024. It can't win Game of the Year in 2025. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. It's in the running. It could get nominated for things next year. That's how it works. Terminal Stupidity is back and swinging. He was here the other day, and he says, come on, boys. And we hit 240 members. We're now 10 away from the next milestone where I gift 5 back to the community, and Zubair is going to make it a little bit closer with his VIP renewal, and he says, you can count these nuts. Well, you only get credit for 1, so hopefully that's not too, that's not too close to accurate, Zubair. All right, we got another question here. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction asks me, do you think Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be Game of the Year contender next year? I think it'll be in contention for some awards. I think it's going to have a really hard time getting nominated for Game of the Year. The review outlets gave it solid scores. They gave it solid scores. It has good scores. However, next year's insane. We've got Ghosts of Yotei. We've got potentially GTA 6. You've got Borderlands 4. You've got Assassin's Creed Shadows. I mean, there's a monsoon of games coming out next year. And Indiana Jones is going to have a really, really hard time maintaining a contender status. Given, again, this is always me talking about the jury process. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has a great score with the users on Steam and Xbox. But if you go look at the review outlets, a lot of people were very lukewarm to this game, very tepid. Monster Hunter Wilds, Death Stranding 2, there are Doom in the Dark Ages. There are so many big-name games coming next year that very likely won't have the same tepid response. So again, I'm only talking about the jury process. I don't think enough outlets will vote for Indiana Jones in November of next year for Game of the Year, because it'll either be completely off their radar by then, or they'll just remember the fact that like they didn't give it a great score to begin with. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle seems to be a solid game and people are enjoying it, but it didn't get the response needed likely to get a Game of the Year nomination. Good question. Good question. Thank you. We're getting more questions as well. And thank you guys for submitting those questions. The Elden Ring game, that standalone Elden Ring game is coming out, dude. I mean, come on. It's going to be an insanely tough year. Yeah, and the Nintendo Switch 2, exactly, Jack. We don't know what kind of launch titles are going to be landing for the Nintendo Switch 2. So it's like, By the way, I forgot to put it in frame. Guys, the Frickmas blend is not only back, it's the cheapest it's ever been. Reforge Roast. You're watching Reforge Gaming, and we do have our own coffee. This is not a sponsor. My wife and kiddos bag that up and ship that to you. We ship this from our house to you guys. You're supporting a small business. If you're a coffee drinker, that's the cheapest it's ever been, and so are our bundles. You can get the Triple Threat, which is every single flavor. You can get the Best of Both Worlds, which is the light roast and the dark roast. So if you're a coffee drinker, be sure to check out reforgeroast.com. It's a great way to support what we do, and instead of it just being a super chat or a gifted member, you get coffee, so you get something, and it supports what we do here. We got another question coming in from Norberto. Norberto says, do you think the new Borderlands goes semi-live service? AC Valhalla seems to have done well with the steady updates, and I personally feel like Borderlands 4 has long-term potential. I have always thought that Borderlands had the perfect format for live service that they never tapped into. If you go back and you look at the very end of Borderlands 2, Lilith pushes the key into the vault, and there's all these planets and all these vaults in sort of this projected map. I don't know why you wouldn't just turn that into your live service format. Every single time you want to add to the game, you just add a new planet, new biome, new enemies, and a vault. And that biome could have its own contextual power. Maybe there are weapons that drop there that make you stronger against the enemies that are there. Maybe you get new things for your character, new resistances, ways to augment your skill tree, ways to say, well, here's my skill tree, but this planet now has these new modifications and augmentations that makes me stronger against these enemies or better against these enemies or something to that effect. You could also repurpose existing content. You could say, well, this is an ice planet, and there's this planet over here that's already been in the game for a while, or this content over here that's already been in the game for a while, and it's all fire-based weapons. Well, now you're over in the fire-based content, grinding it, trying to get the best rolls, the best weapons, so that you can go to the new planet, the new weapons, the new enemies, and be stronger in that biome. I think contextual power is one of the best ways to laterally add to your game and not upset the power fantasy, because you are creating a lateral movement that then has vertical movement of power. I think Borderlands could easily do something like that just based off of what we saw from the end of Borderlands 2. So we'll see if Borderlands 4 does anything with live service, but that's certainly a way that they could do it. Good question, Roberto. And guys, these questions going into the new year, these questions may get turned into a 2 or 3 minute short on the channel. You may get featured in content when you submit these questions. It's a great reason to become a member. It's a great reason to submit questions when we're doing this. If you have never done a membership before on YouTube, consider just clicking the join button and picking Member Plus. It's $6. and jump into our Discord, meet the community. There's ways to play games with people in there. You get into all of the extra content. I know a lot of people are like, I don't really do memberships on YouTube. This community is very, very generous. We're always gifting members. We're always celebrating memberships. And that is something that we consistently try to do here with the content. So we try to give as much as we can to the people that support directly, and keep the engine running, as it were. And okay, let me pull up another question for you guys that have been submitted by the lovely members. Minchtree asks, any chance that Indie has a full third-person mode by the time it hits PlayStation? I heard third-person models are in the game and first-person looks a little off. The interesting thing about this is there was a glitched piece of content, like of gameplay footage, where the guy was walking around in third person, and Indy was constantly doing things that you don't see when you're in first person, but he would only be really doing those things if in fact there was a third person mode where you're able to see the model. So I don't know if it was something that they planned to do and they just scrapped it because maybe again they wanted to avoid those Uncharted comparisons, and maybe that's why they did it. So maybe we're just seeing the remnant of work done before. That doesn't mean anything new or anything extra is coming. However, I will say this. There were numerous times in environments that I was in where I was navigating climbing and navigating different areas where I had to like jump and grab stuff. I would have loved to have seen my character. I think it would have made it a lot more enjoyable. I've never liked this jump, climb, grab, mantle thing where I'm not able to see my character. I think it's an immersion breaker for me. I think it harms the experience. Now, I don't know if that would have made me a huge fan of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think in general, it was a game that just wasn't going to hit the tone and the gameplay loop that I was hoping to get. It just isn't my kind of game, but it's getting good scores. People seem to like it. I think people would like it even more if there was the option to switch the camera to third person. It's the Series S. I don't think it's the Series S. I think they opted to lean away from the, to lean away from third person. I don't think they wanted those comparisons. I think they wanted it to kind of have its own thing. Also, the studio that made it, that's kind of their wheelhouse. Their wheelhouse is first person. That's what they make. Like, I don't think they were like, oh, we can't do it on the Series S. Do you think the GTA 6 trailer 2 will release today? I've got it obviously on the title and the thumbnail, and the reason for that is the GTA 6 website has been updated today with placeholders for screenshots as well as a video. Our current theory is that at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, they will announce the GTA 6 trailer 2, and it'll debut on the 31st. That's what the going theory is. A user here by the name of Xanatos trotted out that theory, and I really like that theory. I think that's a pretty good one. So the main thing is they keep hinting about the 27th. Hello to all my lunch break. Glad I caught the end of the stream. Best gaming channel. Yo, I appreciate that. Wesimus Prime, man. Thank you very, very much. If you guys enjoy the channel and you enjoy what I do here, make sure you hit that like button every time you come in. That's super helpful. We could scramble to 400 likes. We're having a huge day. We thought day after Christmas would be rough, but we had enough news. I think we can have a killer show, and we're having a killer show. And that's thanks to you guys. So thank you to those of you that continue to smash like, chat, lurk, and everything else that makes shows like this possible. There's a lot of first-person games that use 3D models. You can look down and see your character's body, and they use it to chart shadows. There's tons of reason it's made that way. Yes and no, Deuterino. He was doing things that I don't think were designed for shadow casting. I think he was doing things because there was at some point design work done so that for third person. I believe that. I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think I'm saying anything scandalous or like odd, but just some of the things I saw and some of the animations I saw, I was like, yeah, this feels like at one point in time they were working on some type of of a third-person mode. You know, I do. I feel like there was some kind of work done on it. It was things with like his adjusting, like I feel like his jacket and his hat and stuff. And I was like, I don't think that's just for shadow casting. I think there was something else going on at some point. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do push out an update and they're like, hey, we've heard your feedback on wanting to see more of Indy. Well, now you can. There's an official option to play the entire game in third-person camera mode. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all if they push that update out at one point. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. It's a pretty common request. I know when I was playing through Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I really do feel like that game would have felt really awesome in third person. It would have. As a third person shooter, it would have given it a bit of a standout from feeling like Far Cry. The gameplay loop was very much Far Cry. But I feel like the hunting and the jumping and the double jumping and the mantling and the combat, it would have, and even the stealth, even the stealth in Avatar, I think would have felt better in third person. You can see your character when climbing and swimming. I think it's rendered in real time for all that stuff. You could be right. You could be right. It could just be rendered in real time so that no matter what you're doing, it's always ready to go. You know, walking down the street, walking in an alley, walking through a camp. You know, maybe they're like, no, it always needs to be ready because you might grab and climb or whatever. So, I remember thinking that when the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora trailer dropped. I'm like, I can't believe that game is not third person. Goodness gracious. What are your thoughts on Far Cry 7? I think they need to take it in a different direction. I think it needs to feel like Far Cry in spirit and in name, but that's where it should stop. I think what started to happen with Far Cry is they always felt like really robust Far Cry DLCs. I would also like to really see them give a more robust treatment to the co-op. Like, I've been wanting to play more like open world action games or shooter games, you know, co-op with my wife. And it's always such a tack on. It always feels like an afterthought, you know? And I never like that. It's like, you don't get your own skill tree. You don't get your own anything. You're just like this ride-along character. And I think they could do something really cool with co-op in Far Cry. Rockstar is probably laughing at us with all the theories about the GTA 6 trailer 2. Made as soon as we hit the bingo of 27, they were like, yeah, let's just set up marketing. Well, they're literally deleting and posting on Instagram to ensure that they stay at a post count of 27. So I said the other day I felt like they were trolling. I was like, oh, these guys are out here trolling, bro. They're 100% trolling. Do you know what I'm saying? It totally feels that way. It totally feels that way. So, Far Cry 5 co-op is pretty good. Yeah, but there's just something about having your own character with your own skill tree and your own loot pool and everything. I don't know. It really pulls away from that. Deity Anubis submits a question and says, have you played any GTA story mode? A long time ago, I did a bounty on Twitch and played it, and it was funny because it was so outside of my wheelhouse. Outside of that, we never went back. The real perk of being a member is being able to beat everyone in Fall Guys. Yeah, if you guys become a member, we do like all sorts of community game days. Like this week's incentive is to play some Jackbox on Friday. So give it a try. Give it a try. Click that join button and try out. You can try out a month of membership here for $6. You hit Member Plus. We got people in the Discord talking about why they like being a member. And one of those is we have these community game days where we play games. So I soloed up Far Cry 5 to take over the compounds in different ways. The girl with the bow is awesome. Yeah, I didn't get very far in it because I was really hoping that the co-op would have been better. So Spider Senseless says, is there a game that may beat GTA 6 for Game of the Year, either announced or speculated, like Minecraft 2, Half-Life 3? Hope all had a happy holidays, Kwanzaa, for my fellow AA in chat. Here's the thing about other games competing for Game of the Year, okay? Number one, I think like the Minecraft 2 and the Half-Life 3 theories and like the Portal 3 theories, I think a lot of that stuff is just smoke and mirrors and nonsense. I mean, we were told that like, oh, the Game Awards were going to have some of the big announcements ever, and then those things started circulating. As far as what has been announced, Could anything beat GTA 6 for Game of the Year? Okay. I think it's going to be really, really tough. I do. Because Ghosts of Yotei is a sequel. Doom the Dark Ages is basically a sequel. Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to have probably still a lot of controversy and criticism attached to it. Borderlands 4 is a sequel. And I know what you're saying. You're going to say, well, GTA 6 is a sequel. It is, but it's also tectonic in anticipation and size from everything that we know. So I don't know if there's going to be a game that can hit the same level of notoriety, excitement, and potential praise. Like if GTA 6 delivers, that's going to be, I think, the game to beat. Now, that's the question, right? Well, what if it doesn't deliver? What if it's disappointing? What if it's bad, buggy, glitchy, whatever? Yeah, all those what ifs are certainly worth asking. But for now, I would say, just based on how we know the gaming community does, behaves, acts, and responds to things, wouldn't shock me in the least if it's going to be almost insurmountable to beat it. Last of Us 3 is not coming next year. It isn't. If we get Intergalactic next year, I think that'll be a pleasant surprise. But yeah, I do not think that you're going to see Intergalactic. You're definitely not seeing The Last of Us Part 3 next year. You're not. You aren't. I mean, they just started production on it from everything that we know. So, yeah. We got more questions. We got. Looks like we got one more question here in the question queue, so you guys can submit your questions. We're at 350 likes. We're working our way towards 400 likes, and we need 9 more members, either renewals or gifted. So then I'll have to gift more members. So thank you guys so much for continuing to work on all those things. Yeah, Crimson Desert, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like, there's a lot of big games coming next year. A lot. You know, how many DLCs are getting a nom? Yeah, I think we should have a DLC category, James. I agree. They had them at the Golden Joysticks, and there was enough DLC to put in there. You know, the idea that we like don't have enough, you know, that we don't have enough DLC every year. South of Midnight is my game of the year next year if GTA 6 is delayed. South of Midnight continues to look really, really good. I think it does. I think it looks really, really good. Yeah. We are currently at 539 member plus and above. That includes member pluses and VIPs and VIP pluses. So 539. We're close to where we were before. Our record there was like 560, I think. And there's a member plus right there. Odin Arrow says, add it to the count. That's why you celebrate those renewals. That's a great reason to be upgraded. Thank you so much, Odin Arrow. Isn't Light No Fire in 2025? We do not have any confirmation. We don't. It's been heavily speculated that that's when it's coming. I'm cautiously optimistic for Avowed. Just wish it was coming to PS5. I have zero interest in Avowed on the Xbox Series X unless they can hit 60 FPS. When's the American Story game coming? I don't think we have a release date yet. Can you recommend some VR games? If you're playing on PSVR 2, I can highly recommend Synapse. It's fantastic. No Man's Sky in PSVR 2 is probably one of the best VR games you can play. Gran Turismo 7 is incredible, especially if you like racing games. Tales from the Galaxy's Edge by Star Wars is very good. Call of the Mountain by Horizon, I think, is good if you know what you're getting into. It's graphically impressive, super great, but it's a lot of climbing. There's just not enough of the combat, in my opinion. So I need to know what you're on, though, because I did play some of my MetaQuest 3 that I could recommend if you do have a MetaQuest 3. So, once again, Lono, you don't need 60 FPS according to the devs. You can't tell me what I don't need. Amir Crazy says, I think Rockstar's laughing at us. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Detective Seeds is texting me. Merry Christmas. Hope you and the family have a good one. You too, brother. You too, brother. You the best. We got some more questions coming in. Keep those likes coming in as well. Let's get the 400 likes. And we got, boom. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction. I know January is a light month, but is there any game you're looking forward to playing in that month? I'm going to have to hide your question and pull up the website because we did this the other day, and there are some that I am looking forward to. I believe one of them is, let's see, Wuthering Waves PS5 gameplay. Do we have any Wuthering Waves gameplay? Here's from 5 days ago. No, this isn't the game I was thinking of. Wuthering Waves could be good, but it looks like bouncy booby waifu simulator, and I just can't get immersed in those games. Can you play as a guy? You know what I mean? I hate to ask that question. So many people ask that question, and they're usually asking it toxically. I just don't feel like playing as what looks like they always look like teenage girls. I'm like, it's just awkward. But Wuthering Waves comes out on the 2nd. I'm not interested in that, though. Let's see. What else do we have here? There was one that I'm 100% interested in, and I can't remember the name of it because there's just too many dadgum games coming out. Let's see. It's a gacha game. It's not surprising. Anytime the waifu simulator is like right there smack in front of your face, I'm like, yeah, probably a gacha. Hyper Light Breaker on January the 14th in early access on PC. Hyper Light Breaker is one that I'm very much looking forward to. Satisfactory is getting something called the Fixmas. We're going to have to copyright Frickmas. I'm just kidding. Fixmas as in to fix things. Raven Swatch is coming to the Nintendo Switch. There's something late January that I'm forgetting about. We did this the other day. Tales of Iron 2 is January the 28th. I think that looks particularly good. I liked the first one. I wish I would have played it more. I thought there was something like literally like right at the end of January. What am I thinking of? I'm not seeing it now. Maybe it moved. Maybe it got delayed. I thought there was something in January that was larger than Hyper Light Breaker. I could be misremembering. Oh, it's not listed here. It's not listed here. Marshmallow's going to bump the gifted member line and try to get us a little bit closer to the next milestone of 250, where I owe you guys some members. We need 7 more members. Thank you, sir. Is Eternal Strands in January? That's probably the one I'm thinking of. Eternal Strands. Eternal Strands is January the 28th. Why is it not showing up on it's not showing up on releases.com. Oh no, there it is. I scrolled right past it. Yeah, sorry. Marshmallow's going to do 2 more. He's taken up the mantle and the spirit of Stonespire, and he's setting up the 5 bomb to get the 250. Thank you, Marshmallow, for 3 gifted members in a row. We'll see if anybody slams at home. Appreciate you guys being here enough to get those gifted members. Be sure to say thank you. So yeah, Eternal Strands is probably the one. And then there's another one that's entering early access. I forget the name. It's the one that's heavily inspired by Risk of Rain. I put it on your guys' radar just a little while ago, and I can't remember their name now. I follow them on Twitter. Maybe I can go to my following list and find them, because I followed them recently. Let's see. No. It's one of those rogues, again, heavily influenced by Risk of Rain. Warden's Will, I believe. Is that one in January, early access? I believe that one goes into early access January. Why don't they ever link to their page? There we go. Warden's Will goes into early access. Oh, no, maybe not early access. I think it just releases on January the 8th. Yeah, Warden's Will looks really, really cool. This one's heavily inspired by Risk of Rain. It's a rogue where I think you can play like up to 4-player co-op or whatever, and it's like a bullet hell. This one looks really, really good. So yeah, early January for me. Looking at Warden's Will. Late January, we've got Eternal Strands. And then the other thing that was in early January that I was looking forward to, I forget what it was. It must have been the Warden's Will game. So we've got some stuff. We need a mash. Yeah, if you guys are going to hit that goal this week and get all those celebrations for tomorrow, you guys are going to have to absolutely bat signal mash. And V-Game Veteran drops a 5-bomb and gets us back on the horse. 250. It's doable. It's totally doable now. We've had people drop amazing, amazing runs, and now I owe you guys 5. Thank you so much. You guys can even increase the member total through Super Chats. After so many Super Chats, I gift and add to the total. So thank you so much. There's the 5 that I owe. Yeah, so there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. That obviously can't be broken out. An HTMLI guy is back and in full force, and he says, I'm going to be Agent of Chaos, and I'm going to do a 5-bomb to push us past 255. Now that's the perfect setup to leapfrog all the way to 275. Well, I will owe you 5 more members. So if somebody drops a 20 bomb and gets us all the way there. Nice setup. Nice setup from HTMLI guy. Good to have you back, brother. Thank you. We've got some more questions in here as well. So there's your answer to the question. You know, January the 8th, we've got Warden's Will. The multiplayer co-op Bullet Hell Rogue looks heavily inspired by Risk of Rain. And then later in January, we've got Eternal Strands and a $5 Super Chat. Marshmallow with the first one on the Super Chat goal. And Behemoth says, I'll do it. I'll slam home the 20. Why did that not apply to the Super Chat goal? We've not been streaming for 3 hours. What the frick? I set that for 3 hours. That's so dumb. That's stupid. I will gift... I will gift 5 members. Oh, I think it's because I set the goal while I was in members. I must have set the goal 3 hours ago while I was in members. That's a 20 bomb, though. That's a 20 bomb from Behemoth. And he gets us all the way to 275. And I now owe you guys 5 more. And another 5 comes in from Detonator. And he puts us at 280. We are now another leapfrog away. Another 20 bomb from 300. And I'll owe you guys 5 more members. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see if somebody does it, because then I'll owe you the 10 bomb. We'll see if anybody decides to slam it home to get us to 300 members. That 20 bomb is too juicy for some of these generous homies to resist. We'll see if we get another one, and then I'll slam home the 10 bomb. I love paying it forward and saying thank you to you guys that hang out, lurk, listen, and like every single day. You don't have to wait around for a gifted, though. You can click the join button and make sure you pick Member Plus. You can become a part of what we do here. So much behind-the-scenes content that you get access to immediately. There's a second side to this channel that you get immediate access to. All right, let's pull up another question. Minchtree says, Sony said 2 first-party games per year ongoing. If not Intergalactic, what will release next year with Yote? I need to correct what you're saying, Minchtree. That's not what Hiroki Totoki said. I believe we've interpreted it to mean a minimum of 2, but we need to be careful here. I think you're correct in your interpretation, but Hiroki Totoki said, starting with the next fiscal year, there will be big first-party games every fiscal year. He said it plural. I think your interpretation is correct, that we get a minimum of 2 big first-party games a year. He didn't exactly explicitly say that, and hopefully they're not just going to rest on their laurels and really, really rely on second-party and second-party and third-party exclusivity, because that will get a little old to only get like 1 big game a year. I think Ghosts of Yote is not the only big first party. There's got to be one more. One might be a surprise. They might consider Death Stranding 2 a second party relationship exclusive that almost is a first party game in spirit. So again, they don't want to step on all of their second and third party relationships. They've got to let those games come out and shine and do well. And if you go to their blog about all the games coming out in 2025, they keep adding games to that blog. And when you're leading the way that they're leading as a console and you don't really have any competition, they can really take their time with their first party content. So if you're absolutely feeling like, man, it's just been such a drought, and there's been a real lack of first-party games from PlayStation Studios. That may continue, even though Hiroki Totoki, CEO of Sony, seems to indicate we would be getting multiple big first-party games every year. I would not count live service games like Fair Games or Marathon in that response from him. I would count big titles like Yote, whatever Bend is working on, whatever Naughty Dog is working on. Maybe it's Intergalactic. I don't know. You know, they're bigger first-party mainstay studios is what I consider to be him talking about in that quote. So there you go. Death Stranding 2 and probably Fair Games for the rumored Horizon multiplayer game. First-party in spirit. Right, because they basically helped him with the first game. Death Stranding 2, they owned the rights to Death Stranding. I'm sorry, the first game. They owned the rights to Death Stranding and they published it. And then they sold the rights to him, so now he can publish it and put it wherever he wants. So if it's an exclusive to PlayStation, and maybe it also hits PC at the same time, I don't know. We need the details of that, because it very much could feel like I said, like a first-party game in spirit. Because it looks like a PlayStation game, it feels like a PlayStation game, walks, talks, and smells like a PlayStation game. And if they're the only ones that get it at release, that Decima engine is just ridiculous. You got to think, okay, Decima engine is what Guerrilla uses. Having it used in Death Stranding 2 and being this graphical tour de force that we've seen from the trailers, I would think PlayStation and Kojima have an understanding that that game needs to come to their platform first. I don't know who owns the Decima engine. I don't know if we've ever looked into this. Decima engine. If it's something that they're licensing out to him, Decima is a proprietary game engine made by Guerrilla Games, and it was released in 2013. Okay, that is a first-party studio's proprietary engine, and they are allowing Kojima to use it. I would think there's some quid pro quo going on there. Hey man, we published that first game of yours, we sold the rights of the game back to you, and you're using our engine. We need that to be an exclusive for a year or however long. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they view Death Stranding 2 as like a second-party, almost first-party adjacent release, especially if they brokered some kind of a deal with Kojima to have it be exclusive for a period of time. However long that period of time is. 6 months, a year, whatever. If they get to claim Death Stranding 2 in the year 2025, and they're the only ones that get to claim it, I think that's something that PlayStation... I don't necessarily think, again, that falls under the umbrella of what Hiroki Totoki said. I feel that Hiroki Totoki was speaking about their own first-party PlayStation studios. Those studios are dropping games every year. I don't think we're just going to be sitting around getting one game per year from their studios. I don't think that's what's going to be going on. So that's my own personal take on Hiroki Totoki's remarks. Okay, I still owe you guys 5 members. I do. I owe you guys 5 members, and if the super chat gets to 4, I'm going to count it, and I'll gift as well, because I feel bad. The thing expired, and I didn't know that it expired. It should let me know when it expires so that I'm not just sitting here. Let's say Guerrilla decided to make their own company. It's Guerrilla Engine, not necessarily a PlayStation game in spirit. I mean, I disagree with what you're saying. Guerrilla is a first-party PlayStation studio, and it's their engine. I don't think Guerrilla is in a position to just let anybody use their engine haphazardly. I believe PlayStation likely has a say in that, especially considering the Decima engine is so impressive with what they've been able to do with Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5 Pro, likely PS5 Pro enhancements for Death Stranding 2. So I think what you're saying is I don't think you're saying anything of substance. It's just like, well, if Guerrilla left PlayStation Studio, they could do whatever they want with the engine. That's not what's happening right now. They're currently a PlayStation first-party studio. Their engine is then, therefore, by extension, property of PlayStation. And if you're letting Kojima use it again, and if you look at the trailer, I'm pretty sure that thing is showing off the power of the Pro. I don't think they're going to want that to be landing on other platforms at launch. I think they're going to want it to be an exclusive. And I don't think they've said anything about release platforms. I don't think they've said at all. How is the Decima engine allowed to be ported to Xbox by Kojima? They sold the rights back to him, so he now has publishing rights of Death Stranding. PlayStation had publishing rights, and they also owned the IP. So when Death Stranding 1 launched, it was a PlayStation exclusive, published by PlayStation, and the IP was owned by PlayStation. Okay? Then, the PC publishing rights, I believe, were handled by 505. And then, they sold the rights of the IP back to Kojima. I would say they're on pretty good terms with Kojima. They helped this man kind of like get everything back up and running for himself and get Kojima Productions out in the public and get a game out in the public. And then they sell the rights to the game back to him. I would imagine they're on really good terms. He's using their engine. They were selling the IP back. They didn't have to do that. Sony could have been like, no, we're keeping the rights. That game's awesome. We don't want that game going to the competitor. We want that game to be over here. I would imagine there's a lot of mutual, amicable, exchange there. So, I bet you Death Stranding 2 is an exclusive for PlayStation for 6 months to a year. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if the PS5 Pro enhancements are breathtaking. Kojima's always posting pics with PlayStation stuff. They have a good relationship. Yeah, they do. Sony has to be okay with Decima to run Xbox in order for Kojima to port DS1 to Xbox. Well, again, I think they sold the rights back to him. So at that point, they can't stop him from doing something with Death Stranding 1. They can't be like, well, that's our engine. Like, but again, I think there's a very symbiotic relationship between them. I don't think that Kojima's going to walk out with Death Stranding 2 and have it be like a multi-plat release. The Decima engine ran well on Xbox. The Decima engine is a very, very agile engine. They put Death Stranding 1 on a fairly weak gaming laptop with DLSS, and the results were ridiculous. The performance they were able to get out of a very weak laptop was impressive. It was impressive. So it's a very agile engine. It works really, really well on weaker hardware. Yeah, trying to get out of ownership of Sony would be a pretty complicated thing. It would be a pretty complicated thing. I don't think Guerrilla would just walk away with all their IP and all their engine and everything else. Like, Sony would be like, no, hang on a minute. You've got a lot of valuable stuff under the hood that is currently ours. So, did you know the relationship Rockstar has with Sony for the last 30 or 40 years could affect Microsoft? Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of theories floating around about the marketing rights of Gran Turismo 6. Grand Theft Auto 6. There are a lot of theories and rumors that PlayStation and Sony got the rights to Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe. I don't necessarily know if Rockstar wants to hitch their wagon to a platform, right? I don't know. Hitching your wagon to a platform like that seems very not Rockstar, but we'll see. That's just my gut. My gut feeling about them as a company is that they wouldn't do that. They'll do their own marketing. So, guys, if you just tuning in or you've been hanging out, we've been going for about 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. I'll give you guys an extension. You hit the 300 mark, and we'll keep going. I let you guys do that now. Instead of going to Writer's Room, I let you extend the stream. While we're waiting, do me a favor. Let's hit 400 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, go ahead and do that. I'm taking questions from the members right now. Porsche 911 fan says, can't the DLC award category get into the best ongoing or best community supported game? No. Because they're not necessarily of the same essence. I believe best expansion or best DLC category is specific. It's not necessarily an ongoing thing. It's not necessarily a community-supported thing. Sometimes you just have really good DLC added to a game, like Burning Shores in Horizon Forbidden West. I don't believe that would place that game into an ongoing game category or best community support. I believe game companies like Hello Games and even Epic with Fortnite and the team over there with Final Fantasy and their MMO, I believe those teams and games should be recognized for their ongoing support as well as their community support. That's not the same category as DLC or an expansion. What happened with Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, I believe was a giant mistake. It just created a bunch of buzz and anger and frustration for no reason. If you want to have a DLC or an expansion category, it's doable. The Golden Joystick Awards did it, and they had more than enough games in that category. And let's just say you have a year where there's only 3, maybe 4 DLCs worthy of nomination. Well, there you go. There's your nominations. You don't, as long as you have more than one, you've got yourself a category. 2 games going head-to-head, 2 DLCs going head-to-head, or 3 DLCs going head-to-head is far better than DLCs getting nominated for Game of the Year. I said at the time, and I'll say it again. Things should be awarded for what they are, not what they aren't. And Erd Tree was a DLC. It was an expansion. It was not a game. All of the logical backflipping and twisting and turning that people did to try to claim that Erd Tree was a game just made people look stupid. It just did. I think a lot of people ended up looking very foolish in the discussion. It's not a game. You can't argue it's a game without being absolutely intellectually bankrupt. Make a category for DLC, and it's crisp, it's clear, and then really good DLCs and expansions could be honored and nominated and awarded for being good DLCs and expansions. It's that simple. I don't think it's any more complicated than that. We don't need to complicate it, okay? We don't need to complicate it. So, let's look at some more questions here. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction says, do you have any interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? The first game is so good, but I haven't seen many YouTubers talking about it. My interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 increased quite a bit for 2 particular reasons. Number 1, they announced it will be 60 FPS on console, saying again in an original interview that it wouldn't be, and that scope of the project was limited by the Xbox Series S. It made me very leery of the project, but then they said it will be 60 on the base consoles, and it will have a PS5 Pro enhanced mode. So that got me back in and interested. The other thing that got me back in and interested is that the IGN preview said the combat felt more approachable. Blocks and parries felt more accessible and easy to pull off and do, which to me says, I'm in. I've never been big on first-person perspective melee-based games. I always think they look a little bit awkward and feel a little bit funny, but this game looks awesome. And just like how Expedition 33 might make me a fan of turn-based games, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 could make me a fan of first-person perspective melee games as well. HTML guy with a 20 bomb coming in, and he secures the extension of the stream, but he also secures me dropping a 10 bomb on stream. The goal is well within reach. If MASH feels a disturbance in the force, he's going to come in here and show you guys up. He's usually the king of the gifted castle, but not today, and I owe you guys a 10 bomb of members. Thank you so much. So incredibly generous. Seeing so many of you getting gifted members makes me so excited. If you got a gifted membership today or in the past, consider upgrading for $1. It makes you a member plus. You get into more content, and it pulls you out of the gifted pool so more people can get access to those gifted members. If you've never done a membership before on YouTube, consider pressing join, and make sure when you do that, you pick member plus. We're trying to get to 600 people at Member Plus and above, and we're at like 540. We're hanging out in the mid-500s. We're really trying to get that number to 600. And the gifted members are a great way for you to sample the content to see if you'd like to upgrade. MASH is still drunk. Yeah, maybe MASH hit the sauce really hard for the holidays. Maybe. A little too much eggnog. All right. This is the last question in the question queue, so there's room for more right now. You can get your questions submitted and thrown up here on the screen. Do you think this question comes from Zinthos. Do you think PlayStation would release Intergalactic before Wolverine, despite Wolverine being announced first? I'm not sure if that matters to them, right? I'm not sure if that matters to them. I don't necessarily think PlayStation thinks in this regard of like, well, we better not put Intergalactic out first because Wolverine was announced first. I think they want games to hit at quality. And I don't know. Something may have happened with Wolverine. Maybe because of the leaks. Not sure. But I do think Intergalactic showed us way more. And I know people are like, oh, it's just a teaser. It's a pretty extensive teaser, and it's got gameplay in it. All we've got from Wolverine is some guys beat up in a bar and claws coming out. So I feel like something happened with Wolverine. My gut tells me that Wolverine is 2027, and Intergalactic could potentially jump in line, but we'll have to wait and see. HTMLI guy says, still feeling the Christmas spirit. Thank you guys so much for being in the Christmas spirit. I do feel the Christmas spirit as well. I'm back doing 5 members every 25 just for this week. I had to slow it down and do 5 members every 50. I was gifting way too much, and I was like, oof. I kind of hurt myself in November. But in the spirit of the season, I am totally willing to jump back in and do 5 every 25. So keep the members flowing, boys. Keep it flowing. Let's see here. About Beyond Good and Evil, which was mentioned back in 2019. Nobody knows what's going on with that game. What you doing, mama? I canceled that. I had a feeling that I would be tied up and that you would be tied up, and I was like, I just called and canceled it this morning. Get out of here. How am I not? I'm just laughing because you're being funny. All right? Stop it, mama. They might get me back in the elf costume tomorrow night, babe. No, not hangy-dangy, but they might get me back in the elf costume. They're at 300 out of 500. They've got a ways to go. If they want to bring that back. So you might have to sit next to me and experience that one more time. She came back from her Christmas party when I was dressed as the elf, and she said, I went straight to bed. She didn't want anything to do with it. She was out. I could see that they would rework Wolverine's story because it was leaked. I don't think the story got leaked. I thought it was just gameplay. I don't know. The leak might have caused some issues. I know that happened. Didn't that happen with GTA? The leak seemingly pushed everything back. I mean, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I again think they would let Intergalactic cut in line because I don't think PlayStation thinks like that. They're not like, well, no, Wolverine has to come out first because it was announced first. I think their release dates, and this is something I like about PlayStation, I feel like their release dates are based on quality, not cadence, if that makes sense. The need to hit cadence, I've never been a fan of. The full script got leaked. Oh, I just never laid eyes on it. I didn't realize that. Well, I mean, I don't know if that causes a company to go back to the drawing board and say, you know, hey, we better start over or start fresh or, you know, whatever the heck. I don't know. I feel like companies like that, they care, but they don't care. I want to see Reforge the Snowman. I can't dress up as a snowman. I have an actual elf, a set of elf PJs my wife got me and the kiddos a couple of years ago. And that's what I used. It was fun. I read the script but forgot that it was there. Oh, Johnny, I apologize. I forgot you were there. Yeah, I mean, it's at some level I think they care, but at some level I don't know if they care. It's like, do they care enough to be like, well, the script got leaked, so we got to go back to the drawing board? You know, I don't know. I personally don't have any problems with game leaks as long as it doesn't ruin stories or release personal info. It wasn't really a leak either, it was a hack. What if Wolverine is being turned into a first-person action game like Indiana Jones? There is quite literally no way on God's green earth that Insomniac would do something that incredibly stupid. I'm sorry, Ron. That might sound harsh, and that might sound dismissive, but there ain't no way that Insomniac pivots Wolverine into first-person action. There is, I would bet a firing squad execution that they would never do that. There's no way. Their wheelhouse is third person. It's a superhero game, and it would look brain-numbingly stupid to have, like, punchy, fisty claws for Wolverine. It would be so bad. It would be bad if that's the direction they took. It worked for Indiana Jones because Indiana Jones is not a superhero who's like climbing and zipping around and jumping, and I mean, come on. They did it with Indy. Do we need to have the conversation that Indiana Jones and Wolverine are not even remotely the same, and Avatar? Do we need to have the conversation about you're referencing companies that are primarily first-person developer studios and Insomniac is primarily a third-person developer studio? Like, come on. Y'all are wasting oxygen and typing on this. There is literally no reason. There is no way to even think that they would do that. You're being silly. You're not being genuine. Wolverine VR could work. I don't think so. Both Machine Games and the team behind Avatar, that's the games they make. They make first-person shooters, and that's what they design. That's what they made. You can't have any level of seriousness in your bones if you think that Insomniac would make Wolverine a first-person game. Good golly. And that's one of the primary criticisms of Avatar, and that's one of the primary criticisms of Indiana Jones. A lot of people are like, I wish it was third-person. If they did that with Wolverine, people would be like, are you stupid? What is it? Is this an April Fool's joke? No, it'll never happen. There's no way. There is no way. If they did that, I would lose my faith in that studio instantaneously. I'm like, well, you guys are dumb. Like, I would lose my faith in Insomniac like overnight. I'd be like, well, I don't know what happened. Everybody in there hit their head on a 2x4 when they came into work. Because that's one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. There's no way. Oh, there's no way. There might be a small section in Wolverine that you're in first person, but it's going to be third person game for sure. Even when they do the small sections in Spider-Man that aren't combat oriented and you're like walking around as Peter Parker, they keep it third person. You're riding a bicycle in that game. I mean, there's no way. Their proprietary engine seems solely built around the idea of third person games. What you're saying is Wolverine is going to release April 1st, 2025. Yes. Yeah. A Reforge horror game, a man as an elf, and the super chat. The name of the game, where's the Reforge jump scare? We had a lot of fun with the jump scare super chats that one time. That's true. That's true. Y'all have to put it into high gear. You did extend the stream today. You know, I'll let you extend it again. I'll always let you guys do that. You can just keep kicking the can down the road. Right now, we're going for till 2:30. We got another 20 minutes to hang out and have a good time. And OGDSB says, what, if any, big Nintendo IP would predict drops next year alongside Metroid 4 for the Switch 2? Mario Kart. Yeah. It's time for a new Mario Kart. And I would say a new Mario. When did Odyssey drop? Mario Odyssey release date. Yeah, 2017. Yeah. I would say a new mainline Mario, not like Brotherhood or Mario RPG or a side-scroller. Like the Super Mario Brothers All-Stars is a very different approach, more classic, like a very much an homage or homage to Super Mario Brothers 3. So I think third-person new mainline Mario and a Mario Kart. A 3D Mario is really on the docket. It is. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are brilliant. Odyssey got praise. I didn't like it as much. So yeah, that's where I would go with my prediction of if you're going to get some mainline big releases for a Nintendo Switch 2, that would be it. Yeah. GTA 6. If you guys are finding my video today, I'm doing a live stream. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours, and you're looking for the GTA 6 trailer 2, the current theory that we have, their website has been updated with placeholders for GTA 6 screenshots as well as the GTA 6 trailer 2. It seems they're getting ready. The theory put forth by Xanatos, he's one of our members here. He's in chat right now, and he's been a member for a long time. That's why he has a red badge. Great reason to become a member. His theory is that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, they announced the GTA 6 trailer 2 to land on the 31st. Just like last time, they announced the trailer with the 4-day buffer. I think it's a pretty good theory. That's what we're going with. I don't think GTA 6 trailer 2 is hitting today. I think all of their nudging, winking, and nodding about the 27th could be because of that. So if you guys are enjoying the broadcast, we need 22 more likes to hit 400 likes. Let's hit 400 likes. We've had a huge day, a day where I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream, and we've had a huge day on the member goal too. We're trying to get to 500 before tomorrow afternoon. That'll unlock community game day with me and Hilly. Hilly and I stream no matter what, but you can turn it into a community game day. And then if you go beyond that and hit stretch, a Friday night stream with Madam. And if you guys go really big, you'll get me to dress up as an elf again. We'll see if you guys can pull it out. You're within range of it. You're just going to need some of the heavy hitters to help out. But if you hit the like count, it'll get more people in here, and it'll increase our chances. Got another question here. Murphy's Little Gamer Addiction, loving that question command today, asks this. Do you think Wolverine will be M-rated? I feel like if Insomniac doesn't push the envelope and be gory, it won't sell well. Gamers don't want a Spider-Man game with a Wolverine skin. I could see this in a couple of different ways. Number one, I don't think if it falls below an M rating that it would just be Spider-Man with a Wolverine skin. But I do agree with you that it probably needs an M rating. I don't think you can have Wolverine as he's been depicted in the recent movies and as he's sort of been postured, especially in Deadpool Wolverine. He needs to have M-rated vocabulary. He needs to have M-rated attacks. It needs to be visceral, and I don't think you can get there with a teen rating. I just don't think it would be possible. I think it's going to need to be a mature game, both in theme, dialogue, and the combat and the attacks. It wouldn't feel like Wolverine if they cleaned all that up. Now, I don't think it would just automatically feel like Spider-Man with the Wolverine skin, but it would feel like they kind of half-measured it and didn't go full. And I think this is one of the times where you do need to go full in order for him to feel like Wolverine, and in order for the game to feel like Wolverine. You're going to need a lot of blood. You're going to need dismemberment. Yeah, it's got to be visceral. And if anything is indicated by that initial trailer, the teaser trailer, I believe they're going for a mature tone, and we will likely then get a Wolverine game with a mature rating. That'd be my best answer to the question. So, and thank you guys for continuing to smack that like button a little bit closer to 400. Y'all are the best. We got Eric Jones asking a question. Any news on when Metal Gear Solid Delta release date? So the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake, like whenever that's coming out. So they quietly delayed it to next year. We got all the way to December, and they didn't say a word about it. Now, it was a part of a PlayStation blog saying it was one of the games coming out in 2024. And it was also slated everywhere, every interview, every press release, every press, marker on it had it slated for a 2024 release. Well, now if you go check, it doesn't have a 2024 release. It shows December the 31st of 2025. So they very quietly bumped it. And I'm not sure why. I'll be honest. When they finally showed some gameplay, I didn't even think it looked that great. It looked very dated and rigid. It did not look like a modern game to me. Graphically, it did. Everything else looked very stiff and it looked stiff and rigid and not very modern. And so I'm not one of the ones in the front of the line waiting for this. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not one of them. I'm not a big Metal Gear guy because I've never played any of the games. I missed that era of time. And the trailers for it and the gameplay for it just didn't do anything for me. So we'll see. I felt that way about games before, and they've changed my mind. But for now, we have no idea when the release date is. So you could shoot those legs off in Soldier of Fortune. It was like an 80s Schwarzenegger. Oh, dude, yeah, the original Soldier of Fortune. Oh my gosh, Soldier of Fortune was so cool for the time. You know, it was so cool for the time. At some level, it was really ahead of its time. It really. The PvP for Soldier of Fortune was surprisingly fun. It really was. It was surprisingly fun. I remember playing quite a bit of it. They had some really good game modes in there. I think my brother and I played that quite a bit. So it was comically brutal. Yeah. Soldier of Fortune might have been one of the first games that let you do individual limb targeting, like shooting stuff off. You know, it might have been one of the first. I can't remember if there was a game before that where you could like target a leg or an arm, shoot it, and it would like blast off, or at the very least impact what the enemy was doing, slow them down, make them trip, or you know, whatever. Wolverine has to be bloody. Insomniac must know this. Well, and there was a time when I would have thought maybe Disney would keep Insomniac from going, you know, full visceral and brutal. But Deadpool Wolverine shows that, you know, that Disney's not gonna treat Wolverine like a bunch of Puritans. I think that you've got to let him out of the cage, or again, I just don't think it would feel like a Wolverine game. It wouldn't. In this again, this is just my opinion. I think a lot of people would be like, man, y'all really sanitized Wolverine. He's not swearing. He's not eviscerating anybody. You know, he's like stabbing people and they just fall down. Like that. I think a lot of people would rightly say, you just over sanitized him. He needs to feel like Wolverine. Like nobody's looking to play a Wolverine game where you're like slice, 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 and everybody's just kind of falling down. I think that would be kind of lame. Actually, let me show you one of the cool Christmas presents my kiddos got me. You guys want to see it? So they were at half price books, and this was like, for some reason, it's like a $25 book. And for some reason, they had it marked for like $10. And so my kids were like, you got to get that. You got to get that for Papa. It's actually a really dope book, dude. A dope little pop-up book with like the more classic art approach to all the different characters. And you've got like little pull tabs that you can pull up, and it's got like their profile and like all their information on it. Really cool. This was a surprise this year. I was not expecting anything like this. So this was a cool gift that they got me for Christmas. That I guess it's hard to find. Like my wife went and looked it up, and it's actually really hard to find as a book. Like a lot of people are now selling them for way more than the 25. So yeah, very neat gift from them this year. One of many awesome gifts they got me this year. So it's a sweet find. It really is. And she went to look. She's like, oh man, $10. She's like, that doesn't seem right. And apparently, like I said, they're hard to find. So everybody that has them are like charging an arm and a leg for them. Are you a big reader, Reforge, or do you only read comics? Are you the kind of guy who goes to Comic-Con each year? I don't go to Comic-Con, and I actually traditionally have not read a lot of comics. Growing up, we kind of couldn't afford them. I'm more of a book reader. Another thing they got me for Christmas is a very soft leather-bound box set of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which those are some of my favorite books ever. And right now I'm reading through the Stormlight Archive, so I love to read. I also like to read deeper things, whether about my faith or philosophical issues, or just philosophy in general. So yeah, I read about as much as I possibly can with my limited schedule, where I'm also trying to like play games in the evenings and like work through my backlog and stream with you guys and spend time with my kiddos. And yeah, So yeah, reading is certainly though a part of my daily life. Logan's about the same height too. I would actually be taller than him. He's 5'3", according to the comics, and I'm 5'6", so I'd actually be looking down on Wolverine, which, you know, maybe that's why everybody likes him so much, because they would be taller than him. So I need to get a library card. Yo, if you can get a library card and then connect it with the app called Libby, you can get free audiobooks through the library and your library card, and you can basically set books to like a 1.5 if you're able to understand it. You can plow through books that way. So yeah, the Lord of the Ring books are incredible. They really expand upon the hobbits, especially, and why they go with Frodo is completely different and so much better in the books. It's so much more valiant and brave. Two of my favorite characters in the books are represented very differently. Faramir, who is Boromir's brother. Faramir and their father Denethor get such better treatment in the books. So, and you get to meet Tom Bombadil, the real Tom Bombadil. No way they make Wolverine tame. It would be a dumb choice. I agree with you. I do. So, all right, guys, you extended the stream to 2:30. We got about 7 minutes to go. Now, you guys have been crushing this lately, and you've extended it again. If you guys want to go, we'll go all the way to 3 o'clock if you hit the next milestone. So the next milestone, we've been doing it at 350. So we hit 350. And I'll gift what I owe. I'll owe you 10 members, and then we'll keep it going. I don't know if anybody's left that can save your bacon today, though. We'll see if anybody's waiting in the wings to extend the stream. Usually after about 3 hours, we're ready to wrap and go to writer's room. But I've been putting the stream in your hands and saying, if you want to keep it going, we can. We've got some questions as well. So you guys have, I'll give you 10. I'll give you the 10-minute warning. So here's your 10-minute warning. All right, let's take some more questions. DT Frank says, how strong will the Nintendo Switch 2 be? What do you think? Based on the rumors, it's going to roughly be the power of like a PS4 or a PS4 Pro. However, we've also heard it's going to be able to leverage DLSS. And what we know about DLSS is you can really upscale and harness a lot of performance out of weaker hardware, as was demonstrated by when they put Death Stranding 1 on a gaming laptop and they utilized DLSS and they got ridiculous performance. I'm talking like 4K, high frames per second on a very weak laptop. So if everything we've heard is true, then the Nintendo Switch 2 will be able to output performance greater than a lot of people are expecting. We're also hearing rumors that the dock is a lot stronger. So it's possible that once docked, it will actually then be even better at some of these issues, which is huge for someone like me. I don't really buy a Nintendo Switch for gaming on the go. I get a Nintendo Switch because I want to play in my living room and have a great experience in Zelda or Mario Party or whatever. So if the dock even affords even better performance or more power, then I'm very excited for that to become a reality. We will hopefully know very soon when they decide to start marketing it and announce it, which will likely be in the first quarter of 2025. So, I assumed he was a team. I'm traveling over. Can you read it to me? Show me the bigger picture at the movies. No, I can't do that. I can't read books to you. I would get in big trouble. There's copyright law against that. You can't just like read through books for people. There's audio versions of the books for that very reason. So, get yourself like an Audible subscription or a library card in the Libby app, and then you'd be good to go. So, all right, boys, clock's then ticking. You guys have already extended once today. You got about 8 minutes to do it again. We'll see if anybody's going to stoke the fires to get it going. You might have a renewal that can help get closer. Celebrate those renewals by clicking that $. And Citizen JV says, have you played a game called Phasmophobia? I played it once with Hilly, and I did not like it. It wasn't really, it wasn't really my jam. It just was kind of I don't know. People were trying to say you got to play it with somebody who understands it. You got to play it with somebody who gets it. And I was just like, I don't have a huge interest in games like that. in general. And the experience I had was just kind of like, no, dude, I'm good. We need a Reforge audio book night. This might sound corny or cringy, but I could just listen to your voice no matter where I am. It's so diligent and soft. I don't know if I've ever been told exactly that before in the way you've said it, but I've had a lot of people say that they like my voice. They like to listen to my content. There are people that have said, they're like, no offense. They're like, I like to put your content on to fall asleep to. And I don't take any offense to that at all. Yeah, you can't because of copyright. Yeah, you can't do that because of copyright. You get yourself in big trouble. You're out here reading books for people. There are audio versions of the books and distribution rights to be considered if you're going to do that. So, all right, you guys got 5 minutes. The 5-minute countdown has begun. We're going to go to the writer's room. We're going to go to the writer's room very, very soon here. Thanks for who was involved in the raid. Oh, he got raided. I was like, wow, that's high viewership. Let's see here. I mean over YouTube. I meant in person. Oh. Yeah. We can't do that. We need 12 more likes as well. You guys have crushed it on the likes again. A huge day for the channel, the day after Christmas, and man, and we are crushing it today, and we're super close to the next big milestone of 400 likes. You guys are awesome. Trying to say he has a face for radio. That's right. I have a face for radio. Yeah, I've been told that before. For sure. Not that I have a voice for radio, but that I have a face for radio. Yes. All right. The question queue has been cleared. It has been cleared, and you guys are now down to 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes, or we're going to go to writer's room. We'll see. We'll see if anybody puts the bat signal out and somebody suddenly decides to drop a 50 bomb. We got to get to 350 if we're going to extend. If not, you guys will have a tall order tomorrow. You'll have to try to bag 200 members tomorrow to hit the weekly goal. We've not missed that goal in a while. We're on a very, very long streak now. I don't even know how long the streak is. By his wife? No, she's never said I have a face for radio. I don't think she said I had a face for radio. I don't think she would have married me if she thought that. It'd be creepy of me to travel with for you to read. I mean, there are people that do that kind of content though, with like Patreon and all of that. They'll do like custom content at your request. You still couldn't use books though to do. They'd get you. There's a lot of people that do that with what is it? They do it through Cameo and other things. You can like pay for custom content. I can't do pop-up books anymore. When I was a kid, a giraffe nearly took my eye out. So they're traumatic for you. Somebody said that you said that I had a face for radio. I'm like, I don't think my wife's ever said that. You said if I thought you were ugly, I would tell you were ugly and I wouldn't beat around the bush. I also don't know if you would have married me if you thought I was ugly. I'm not calling you shallow. I'm calling you sensible. You wouldn't. I don't think anybody would do that. Would anybody marry somebody that they actually think is ugly? They're like, yeah, I think they're hideous, but I can't stand to be away from them. You know, you guys have 2 minutes. It's not happening. I'm scheduling writer's room. There's no way. They're going to have, I don't know, Mama. They're going to need somebody to come in and save the day. They could have extended the stream today for another 30 minutes. And nobody's saving their bacon. So we're going to writer's room. I would watch it just in case. Because there's some people who haven't shown up yet that could show up tomorrow. So hideous, I'm going to marry her. Garrett says, I mean, some people marry for money. Well, yeah, she did. She clearly didn't do that. Yeah, she says next time. Yeah. What do you mean next time? Okay. Is it Boxing Day in the USA? No, we don't actually celebrate Boxing Day. We don't celebrate it. It's not like Boxing Day doesn't do any. It doesn't do anything in America. We don't. Is it even on the calendar? I don't even think it's on the calendar. No, Hanukkah's first day and Kwanzaa are on my calendar. I don't have Boxing Day on my calendar. I mean, I think people do it to be cute, but I don't think it's like an actual. I did not get you a present for Boxing Day, and there is literally no way you got me a present for Boxing Day. You'll go get one now just so it's true. Throwing Hands Day, that's right. All right, that's it. Time is up. If you're not a member, you can't come with us. We're going to go to the writer's room. You guys missed the opportunity to extend one more time, but we did extend once. HTMLI guy extended the stream once. We would have ended the stream like 30 minutes ago, and he kept it going. That's something I put into your hands recently. I'm like, if you guys want to keep it going, I will let you do that. And I think it's been really, really fun. It's a great way to support, but it's also a great way to just keep that live stream fun going, especially when we're having such a big day. I was ready to take a break and everything. I was like, well, if you guys extended one more time, I was going to have to go upstairs and take a break. But we're going to go to writer's room. And this is a behind-the-scenes look at how we kind of plan out the next day's stream. And before we do that, make sure and smash the like button before we get out of here. Now, I will spam a link in chat. Some of you have been recently saying that, like, redirect hasn't been working all that well, okay? Some of you guys have been saying that. Well, if it doesn't work, then use the link in chat, okay? The link in chat is a far better and more reliable way to go to the next thing that we're going to, okay? That's where we're headed. So if redirect's not working, then don't rely on it. I enjoyed your stream. Keep up the good work, and I will set Noti for the next video. No problem, Gaza. You keep coming back, and you'll likely get a gifted member. If you can pick up your own membership, always make sure to pick Member Plus, okay? Hey, thanks so much for being a member to the channel, and another great week here. We took the day off for Christmas. I streamed the day after Christmas, and it was such a great turnout, and people were so generous. So you may suddenly be like, why am I getting a writer's room stream on my YouTube homepage? You're a member to the channel if you got gifted. For an entire month, you get into all my extra behind-the-scenes content. If you ever want to upgrade and take care of the membership on your own instead of waiting for the gifted, make sure you bump up to Member Plus. It's $1 more. We're at 540 or so on Member Plus and above. We really want to see that number hit 600, and then we'll celebrate with like an IRL stream that we did last time. So consider upgrading if you're paying for your own membership or gifted. I'm going to end the previous stream and redirect over, and then I'm going to change that thumbnail because we're no longer live.